no, sorry. Oh, woo! Yeah. wrong stream. Wrong stream. Wrong one. What is going on, everyone? Great to see you all here. Welcome back to another episode of the weekly comic wrap-up. March 1st, the first day in March, and we are excited to report the books that we read this week. But first, before we get into that, quick, Kyle, does Superman need to have the trunks outside of the suit or no trunks?
Oh, definite trunks.
Good man.
Yeah,
good man.
needs
I knew. Yeah. Drew, Dolan?
I concur.
Good call. Now, the real question is short or long cape. I never thought that I would have to ask this question, but apparently a lot of people dig the short cape.
Long cape.
No, it's like to me, it reminds me of. I'll go get it real quick. What it very is similar to.
Oh, okay.
Long cape.
Yeah, I'm going like maybe not Spawn cape, but like that thing has got to be flowing in the wind. I want long cape.
It's like the All-Star Superman cape.
It just makes him look squatty.
Makes him look like a baby. It's like, oh, it's your
it's your little
cape.
bib.
That's cute.
Yeah. You got your little blankie tied around your neck. Yeah.
Uh-huh. You ran out of fabric.
Dude, you gotta go long cape. It just, especially if Superman is like 6'5", like that cape is gonna make him look way taller.
Where it's at, like right there, like by the knees.
It's a stylized take.
Yeah, it looks like kind of like a doofus. Yeah, it's all right.
Even though I think All-Star Superman is one of the greatest Superman stories of all time. So.
Oh, absolutely. I gotta get that absolute. I have a hardcover, but I need the absolute.
Yeah.
You're slacking, Kyle.
I know. I just picked up. I don't have it for show and tell, but I have the absolute. Kingdom Come just came in. I have that.
Ooh, very nice. Okay. Well, they are going with the Kingdom Come logo, so I mean,
up to that is still one of my favorite S's. Is
just the like
Kingdom
sharp,
Come.
real sharp, like
fucking awesome. I love it.
I don't know. There's a classicness of like the loopy S. There's a nostalgia with the kind of cartoony loopy S, but the very modernized kind of strict hard edges S for the Kingdom Come looks really good. I gotta say,
yes, it does. Alex
Ross coming in hot with that nice modern S. Now we have I think I read close to something like 15-20 books this week. Savage Sword of Conan felt like it was like 4 books rolled into one. So we've got a lot of books to talk about, but before we get into that, you guys have some show and tell. Even Drew brought something this week. So
yeah.
Drew, do you want to go first? Because I know Kyle's got some artwork that
I know it's pretty quick. So a lot of people watching may not be familiar with Dave Sim, the creator of Cerebus. But he had collected a lot of his stories in like these big phone booths, and this is book 1 of Dave Sim Cerebus. I picked this up, back in the day. I picked this up at a comic book shop not too far from here, and the art is so. It started off very much as like a spoof of Conan by Barry Windsor Smith. So if you look at the art, he was illustrating very much in a style similar to like Barry Windsor Smith, and
okay.
And then after that, it became its own thing.
Those are hard to come by. Like the single issues even more so, but just the collected editions, I didn't even know that they had those out there. So that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. So Jack Frost in the chat says he's got all the Cerebus phone books. Yeah, they're huge. They're referred to the phone books. But yeah, this is book 1, and in my opinion, like Cerebus is what it is. You know, he gets into his own zone. He develops like his own religion, like his own language, and all this. It gets wild and crazy. But I like the parody stuff, the spoof stuff here in book 1. I know Church and State is one of the popular ones, but I like the spoof stuff in here. I like there's something more fun about it, in my opinion. I like the fun.
Okay, hell yeah. Which, by the way, shout out to Jack Frost. Jack, I know you were commenting about the Cerebus collection. Now, I don't want to reveal your identity, but I'll say that Jack goes to my LCS somewhere in Southern California here. So we've had plenty of conversations. Really great dude, and thank you for all your support, Jack. I really love what you always have to say. And he posts some great comments, in the comment section. So if you guys are ever looking for recommendations, he's a wealth of knowledge. But I'm sorry to hear this. Ryan didn't get the book I ordered this week. Well, Jack, I had to get this week. This was my book that I told Ryan. I was like, I need this, and then I need another copy of this just for like a reader copy, and then I need a collector's copy, and then I need a copy just to give out to people because it's awesome. But he was like, yeah, I got you, man. So normally Ryan is really, really good about that stuff, but sorry to hear that, dude. Yeah. The Iceman take was pretty funny. I did like, the humor there, or the irony there, is like, hey, isn't it funny that they made Iceman a flaming homosexual? Get it? I wonder if that's what they were thinking behind the scenes.
They're not that
editing. And Marvel's editorial, they're like, wouldn't it be funny?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they were thinking that.
Yeah, it doesn't come across as a hot take, but yeah.
Oh, coming in hot. JK says, hi, hello to you. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. And then MG, yes, my man, Savage Sword of Conan was sick. Somebody left a review. Oh, you know what? I won't get ahead of myself. We are going to talk about the League Comic Geek reviews this week because, boy, I can't wait. Roman of the Empire, hail and ahoy to you, brother. Good to see you. Steph from My Nerdy Home, hello, good evening. Love you, Steph. Hopefully I get to see you this Sunday morning. Would love to get to see you there. I think that's everyone. But all that being said, our next show and tell, Keel, if you will.
Sure.
I believe you have. Okay, so let's be honest. Some doofus sketched something on a napkin and gave it to you, and you paid how much for this thing? Like $150 or something? So
overpaid.
Oh, absolutely.
Overpaid $200.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I talked him down from $1 million. So I have good negotiating skills at the very
sure.
least, I'd say that.
But it's a doodle on a napkin.
It's just a thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save it though. I got a couple things.
Okay.
So Drew brought this up the other day about a Nightmare on Elm Street story that was out of print, and I picked up that book.
Yes, you did.
Oh,
very nice.
Yeah, these Black Flame publication books. I have a bookmark, so I actually do read it. It's an actual book. I'm about 100 and some odd pages in. It's good.
Just hey, I can do that too. Look, I can fold the page and say, look, see guys, I read up to this point.
Yeah. So I'm not like LeBron James where I just open the first page of a book and claim I read it.
That's the greatest Twitter account ever. This is the LeBron first page reading or whatever it's called.
LeBron first page reader. As far as he gets. But no, this is actually good. So this is like one of 3 stories that are out of print. So this book is very expensive.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you can't find them anymore. So to find them are very expensive. But it's good. It's not it's dated. It's that early 2000s stuff. So it's like the character in here like gets a cell phone for the first time and they're like, oh my god, it's the greatest thing. It's a flip cell phone. Hey, we can talk to each other now. I want to call you on my cell. It's like, all right.
But it was
give it time. Things really ramp up. It's
kind of fun, and it that nostalgia again. That kind of fun time where it's kind of cringe but kind of fun. Where it's like I remember that. So
yeah.
But no,
I thought it would be like a Nokia brick phone that you like throw and the thing is still fine.
And the batteries are still good on them. 30 years later. You never had to charge
put it in rice, dude. Gets wet. Put it in rice. It's good.
Yeah. So I have that. I'm reading it. It's good so far. I'm excited to see where that goes. This is more a pop culture thing. It's not comics, but you guys will appreciate this as horror aficionados as I am. Picked this up. This wasn't cheap either. but I came across
Looks like a brick of cocaine. Is it a brick of heroin?
I wish. I need some cocaine, but just as good. It's a company called Arrow Video, and they put out
Oh yeah, I know Arrow. Yeah.
special limited edition releases of movies.
Oh, did you get the
And they-
Videodrome special edition?
Not Videodrome. But another horror franchise, and they had a special edition limited release of some of this, and I'm trying to get back into physical media because I still think it's very important.
Oh, dude, of course, yeah. Physical media
but-
is going to be a thing of the future. Well, it's a thing of the past.
The
We will
past
need
and
to.
future.
No, you're right, Max. You know, honestly, I give it probably another 5, maybe 10 more years. We're gonna go back to laser discs. Give it time.
Oh,
Oh my
Those are
gosh.
gonna come back in style. Those
I
will
hope
come back. I guarantee it.
Wait, so why did you not have this graded? Because isn't CGC doing VHSs now?
Yeah.
Too late. Damn. Already out of the package.
While you're undoing this, I'll be right back.
Oh, you don't want to see it? Wow.
I'm
Away now?
I'm still
Fine.
watching. I'm still
Jesus.
watching and listening.
Fucking Christ.
I mean, to be fair, I really just want to see the artwork, not the video.
Oh, you're gonna want to see this. As much of a fan as you claim you are of this franchise,
Oh, now we're talking. Now I'm
interesting.
interested.
you
Now I'm
claim
interested.
you are. I don't know how much of a fan you are, but I
Oh
saw this.
wait. I think I got it. Is it Darkman? It's Darkman, isn't it?
It's not Darkman. It's Dayman.
Oh, fighter of the night, man.
Yep. But-
Ah.
I've wanted to own these on a decent format for a long time, and I was able to get the first 4. This is their Hellraiser Portrait of Torment
Ooh.
4K release.
Oh, 4K,
sucker-
baby.
that is not cheap at all. That was not
These-
cheap. I know that.
Are very expensive, but it's so fucking cool.
Oh, that's
Um,
awesome.
But yeah,
I
it comes with
concur.
a hard back book here. Look at that
Ooh.
artwork. That is so
Dang.
yeah. Ages of Desire.
Ooh.
Look at that.
So are you going to be able to like conjure the Cenobites with that book?
I hope so. Hey, I have right here.
Oh, that's right.
I
Yep,
have it.
I got mine too.
Oh my God. Don't open it up. Don't
I
open
could
it.
open it up. I don't know if I want to.
You don't want
Are
want
we gonna
the
show, are we gonna show off our Hellraiser stuff? Let's show off our Hellraiser stuff. I'll show what I got.
Look at
you
this.
gotta pay the if you open it, you gotta pay the troll toll to get into
That's
this
true.
boy's soul. Or this boy's soul. We have such sights to show you. Oh, cool.
Now, I'm not a fan of the quad opening. I wish they were all individual, but I still think this is awesome.
Oh,
But to get 1 through 4 in 4K to see all 4 of them, I'm like that. That's pretty special. So I'm excited to see them. And
You really-
4 actually comes with the work print, so you can actually
Oh.
see almost in its entirety what Kevin Yeager did before he decided to say, "Fuck it, I don't want to be on. I don't put my name on the movie anymore."
wow.
So
Wait, which was the film? You guys would know this better than I did, or that I would. Wasn't there a film, the Hellraiser film, that the director used a pen name because he just like he didn't want to be associated, so he just used like a generic director.
yeah, that
Yeah,
was
that
4.
was-
Alan Smithy
yeah.
is the
Yes,
name
yeah,
that
yeah. Okay.
Hollywood uses when
Yep.
a director doesn't want to put their name on it. Yeah, so that's 4.
Red Letter Media talked about it when they did theirs.
Oh, yeah, Alan
Yeah,
Smithy
I-
is.
Got my
What's on there?
puzzle box too.
Ooh, Drew has got his.
Oh, mine open. Yours
Damn.
open.
Fuck
Don't
you.
do it. Don't open it. Don't open it. Oh God.
Mine opens. Oh, it's
Oh.
opening.
And he's gone.
Oh my God. It's over
But I've
now.
also got the Doug Bradley biography signed to me
Oh,
by Doug Bradley.
look at that cover art too. How cool that you got it signed by him, man.
Yeah.
It's like Lord of Illusions.
Where did you get that signed at? Was that a convention?
Yeah, when I was stationed in England, when I was living in England. Yeah, he was at a convention there, and he was like, buy the book, you get a free signature. I'm like, okay, sold.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got this bad boy, the Hellraiser Omnibus.
Ooh, Clive Barker, yeah.
Yeah, from Boom Studios. That was when they
Wow.
they had back when he came back to write to continue his stories. Tim Bradstreet covers and everything.
I have my original. I got my original prints of those.
How was that series? I bought it on digital like 10 years ago, and I never got really a chance to read it too much.
It's not bad. I mean, what's unique about it is how they explore that different puzzles, not just a puzzle box isn't entryway into hell. Like there's a music box, I think maybe a crossword puzzle, but like all these different things are like gateways to hell.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
So yeah.
Josh, I mean, Kyle is the only physical father here, but I'm the big bad booty daddy. Okay, so you can't tell me that I'm not a daddy. So, and yeah, Risket's
the big bad voodoo daddy.
The big bad booty daddy. Risket got the Gideon emoji. Yeah, Gideon likes to show himself every now and then. He was upset that I wasn't playing with him, so now he comes up on the table and wants attention. All good. And Salty Traveling, happy Friday, gentlemen. Salty, thank you for the heads up, brother, because without your message, I would not have gotten the magazine-sized 80-page Savage Sword of Conan #1. So thank you, sir. That was awesome. Thanks for the heads up. And yeah, Salty, I hope you got it as well, because I really enjoyed it this week. But yeah, so cool, Hellraiser. Hell yeah. It was turned into a horror night.
I know. I didn't plan on it, but I was like, I saw it. I'm like, you know what? That's actually really fucking cool. And
yeah,
I want them. And yeah,
it's not cheap. And like you said, that owning the work print of the fourth film, that's hard to come by.
I really want to see it. Yeah.
Now, do you think the 4K is going to? What do you think that's going to do with all the prosthetics and all the practical effects of, up in the attic and these hooks, coming into the skin and, what's his name, like reforming again when you see him all wet and disgusting and stuff.
I've heard, so I was looking this up. I heard 1 looks absolutely amazing and 2 still kind of looks good. It's when you get to 3 and 4, it's when you don't want to see it cleaned up because Pinhead out in the fucking daylight kind of looks bad anyway, and not a good look. And Pinhead in space, not good. But they said for the most part, all of them, they look good. But it's like, do you want it to look good, sort of thing?
Yeah, there's a charm to it. Like there's especially the scene where they have the monster ghoul that's like running through the hallway.
Oh, the engineer,
the engineer, the little legs are going. You can like see it on the tracks moving. And you're like, I love that. Like this is movie making, man. Like you're kind of you're immersed in the story, but you also see a little bit of how they're moving this thing on the tracks, and so I actually appreciate that. So in the 4K, I'm sure you're going to see the guy like pushing it, pushing the engineer,
pushing the AV cart.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Well, sweet, man. I think you have one other.
Yeah, one other. Last but not least, I did bring up last week that I was in contact with one Aaron Lepresti, and I told him, hey, I want to overpay for one of your pieces of art. And he's like, oh, sure, no problem. So he gave me a terrible deal, as he always does.
I hope you're watching, Aaron.
Yeah. Overpaid for this. Definitely wasn't worth it, but I'm glad I own it. This was his take on Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns.
Is that 11 by 17? Or is that 8.5 by 11 maybe?
It might be 8.5 by 11.
Gosh, that looks so good. That's cool.
Like
Yeah,
there. That's cool.
I thought it was actually going to be like a 6x9, but this looks like a standard 8.5 by 11, which
Yeah.
looks great, dude. And he filled up the whole page. That's
Oh,
badass.
yeah. It's
Because I know
like
I know sometimes like depending on who you're getting artwork from, it's maybe it's like it looks small and you're like, I want it to be like, I want something
Yeah.
like huge that I can put up on my wall and say like, look at this is cool. So I'm glad that he filled out that whole page, because especially with that big old thick burly Frank Miller Batman, that looks sick, man.
He
He
has
did a
to.
great job.
Yeah. So speaking of OA, did you see on Felix that Steve McNiven had a bunch of art OA drop?
Yes, I didn't even look though, because the last
Oh.
time I checked,
A lot of
the
them go so
Wolverine-
fast. A lot of them are gone. And
And a lot of them are not under $3,000.
No,
That's the
dude,
cheapest one, I think, was $3,000.
Yeah, the Wolverine Predator cover was $10K.
Yeah.
God
It's like,
damn.
there's
Yeah.
no how do I even justify? I've never paid $10K for anything except for, like, I don't know, my car.
Yeah, my cars are the only thing or the house or whatever. But it's
right.
it's like, Jesus God. I'm like, because it dropped at noon and it was like 12:10. I'm like, I just want to see. And almost everything was gone, but I'm like, it was like 5,000, 4,000 too. I'm like, oh my God.
Wow. That man is making money.
Yep. But hey, I'll take a $200 original Lepresti any day of the
Dude,
week.
of course. Yeah, you kind of gotta like, what matters to you as a collector, and I think that's what's most important. Some of these guys just drop the money and they don't care. They don't
Yeah.
care about the artwork. They don't care about the artist or the story. They're just like, yeah, I'll add another one. But for people who like legitimately are like, man, I have sought after this artist for years, and like, this is what I want to do. That has an impact. That makes your collection that much more special to you. Because yeah, I mean, like, the Wolverine Predator cover for 10K by Steve McNiven is gorgeous. Would I ever buy it or even pay like 2K for it? Probably not, because that story sucks.
I wouldn't even take it. He'd be like, "Do you want this?" I'd be like, "Not really."
Well, maybe maybe if he gave it to me.
No, I wouldn't take it. I'd be like, "No, no thanks,"
I'm all right.
because it
But
fucking
yeah,
sucks.
that's one thing that I have to think about. It's like, hey, if I have this thing on my wall, it may be beautiful, but at the same time, it's like, it's going to remind me of that storyline, and then I'm going to be like, that book sucked. So, got to think about your costly decisions. But
It's true.
yeah, man, those are awesome. Thank you for showing those off. I love that
Welcome.
Hellraiser stuff. Yeah.
Oh, so excited.
I'll have to talk to Aaron and see what, because he said he really enjoys drawing monsters. I wonder what he would want to do if he just had free reign. Like, if I were just like,
A
here's
Cenobite?
Oh, that might be kind of cool.
And he said,
Do
just
something rad with
create your own Cenobite. How cool would that be?
Oh yeah, like,
Create your own
here's
Cenobite
$200.
versus Garbage Man.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, that would be like 500. Like, I'd give him 5,
Yeah.
and then be like, okay, 11.5 by 17. Put poster sized kind of format. Give me a Cenobite. Just create one, whatever you want, versus your Garbage Man. That'd be wild.
That'd be so fucking cool.
But then it'd be like, where do I put that in my house? No one would, like, oh, you bring your girlfriend back to your house for the first time. She's like, what the hell is this?
I think it's
weird
more bad.
shit.
Frame it, yeah. Frame it and put it in your bathroom, like right above the toilet or whatever. Just right there.
No, because then you get
starter.
P-Flex on it. You don't want P-Flex on it.
Well, that's going pretty high. It's pretty high aim.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Is a Cenobite a cereal brand that I don't know about? Maybe MaxiPad might know. because maybe
tear
that
those
would be one of
taste
their.
buds apart.
Yeah, there you go. It'll tear up the top of your mouth apart like
Yeah.
punch. So. Well, yeah, we there's honestly like a ton of news that I would love to cover tonight, but if you guys already for those of you watching live and for those of you who may be watching later, we had to do the show an hour late because I had some work that I had to do this afternoon, and so we had to push the show back a little bit. So I don't want to talk too much news because I do want to talk about the comics that we read this week. But if you guys do want to hear our takes on some of the X-Men stuff, if you guys want to hear our takes on the Comics Pro Summit that just happened recently, I think this past week/weekend, where Heidi McDonald said that the 40 to 50-year-old range of comic buyers are slowly fading away and dying out. That's why comic sales aren't doing well. Then yeah, that's right. We will most likely cover that Sunday night. So if you guys want to hang out for Max's Man Cave, we'll do Document of a Downfall. We'll finish the rest of that on the Excel sheet, and then we will talk about some of the news for this week. But tonight we'll just do comic stuff. So, hey, who's down with the MVP? You know me, brother. You know me. So let's see. Yeah, right. You stop publishing stuff we want to buy, you tool. That was the. So that's why I think everyone got angry at that article, because Heidi McDonald was like, it seems that the older generation isn't buying monthly floppies anymore, and it's like, no, duh. What's the solution to that? Just it's so disingenuous. So, let's see. Oh well, yes, Josh will be there on Sunday. So if you want to see Josh, then oh well.
Whatever.
She can eat a dead raccoon's ass. I love these insults. Or you know what? We could use Wolverine's insult from the X-Men animated series where he's like, "You egg-sucking piece of gutter trash." I love that one.
Hell yeah. Real man.
23. Well, yeah, that's the thing, Salty. And movies are trying to do this too. The 30 to 60, and to narrow it down even more, 40 to 50. That market of like nerddom, nerd culture, fandom, whatever you want to call it, has more disposable income than they have ever had before. I'd even say like probably 2016 to 2020. Like, and then during the COVID years too, like a lot of people got checks for that. So people have shit tons of disposable income right now and are like, we would buy comics if you gave us stuff that we would want to buy. So that's kind of the big point of contention, but oh well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the new audience doesn't want to buy it, and they're just reading it online, and then they're putting it on Twitter, and then they're going, how great is this comic? And it's like, yeah, all right. Which we will actually see later on tonight. Yeah, right. With Gail Simone. Yeah. And then Drew, did we have a shout out tonight? Did we want to give Aurelio a shout out?
Yeah, we can give Aurelio a quick shout out. Yeah. So my buddy, my partner, brother from another mother, Aurelio Mazzara. He is celebrating his 40th birthday today. So if you guys haven't, if you can, please reach out to Aurelio. Let him know, hey, happy birthday.
Yeah. And we will say from all of us here at, on the weekly comic wrap up, happy birthday, Aurelio. And also tanti auguri. So if you guys want to say happy birthday in Italian, tanti auguri is happy birthday. And we'll also have Michael Scott sing it to us as well. There we go. Excellent. Thank you. Happy birthday, Aurelio.
Yay, funny.
Hey, you don't like The Office?
No.
Oh.
Bad takes coming in hot.
Well, grow up.
But you like It's Always Sunny.
Yeah, because it's funny.
Oh man, I think you start at The Office, like you watch The Office, and you're like, yeah, this was fun and funny, and then you mature into It's Always Sunny, and you're like, oh god, this is like peak comedy.
You're like, what the fuck was I even watching? Heck, here wasting my life watching something that's not funny show.
But and then you like the ultimate level of being is Seinfeld, and then you're like,
Right.
I'm enlightened now. This is where
Real
you
comedy. Oh, this is it's not just saying something stupid and then looking in the camera. That was funny.
And they're
Get
just-
it? Get it?
yeah.
Get
Someone did
the
something
joke?
dumb, and then they just go, or they do this
Mhm.
face.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If you do it long enough, it's funny.
Yeah. You know what else is funny is when you realize that Always Sunny, its first couple episodes were things that were saying like D dates a retard, and that was like
Yeah.
the title of the episode. So they like remove it from streaming services, and then they do blackface in the
I love it.
Lethal Weapon one, and you're just like, this is great. I love this show.
Don't ever change.
Yeah. The gang are the worst people ever, and that's
They
what
are.
makes it so funny. They are like Mac has body dysmorphia and is like a closeted homosexual. That's not why he's a bad person, but that's just his character. Frank is a degenerate. What's his name? Dennis is a psychopathic murderer.
Yeah.
You haven't thought of the smell, you bitch. But yeah. All right, sorry. Comics. Anyway, comics. I'm like trying to hold it off as long as I can because I know how bad some of these books were this week. So
Oh God.
but to start it all
Wow.
did you guys see that number?
I love it.
47.
Wow. That's got to be a new record. There has to be.
Oh my god, I've seen 60s. I've seen 50s. I have not seen 40s.
Yeah, for like a main
Wow.
title book. Yeah, that.
And especially because this is on League of Comic Geeks. I mean, for this website, this is the most pulled book. How many people pulled it? 8,700 pulled this book. Oof. All right. Why do you guys think this is a 47?
I think
Too
that
high.
the worst part, the worst part is the art. JR. I mean, look, I know he's a legacy. I understand that. He's been doing this for over 40 years, but it is very, very clear he is way past his prime. He is not ready for prime time anymore. And do an annual issue now here and there, maybe, but he cannot do weekly books anymore. He cannot and should not, especially on Spider-Man.
I almost feel bad. Like, shouldn't he be retired by now? Like, he is such a great legacy. Why tarnish it with these stupid ASM books that mean nothing? Like, why is he doing this?
I think just it's for the ego, just to say he's going to keep working. Some guys still got it, some guys don't. He does. Brett Booth does. He doesn't.
Because they can't be paying him much. I mean, they're paying these writers and artists like pennies to the page, man. Like, it's bad. They are not paying these guys what they deserve. And
that's a good question because I would love to really know how much they are paying him now compared to like what he was making back in the day. I mean, hell, compared to what DC was paying him to do what little he did over there. But like you said, it can't be much. But it's like, why are you still doing this, man? I mean, you shouldn't. You don't have to do this. You're done, man. Just relax, right? The con circuit, live off that name, and you're all set.
Dude, hell yeah. Just meet people, sign books, take pictures, like shaking hands and kissing babies, man. You don't need to draw anymore.
Yeah,
like,
or sell a $500,000 sketch, do like a few $1,000 sketches and some shows.
Yeah.
Boom, you're all set. You could be like I think it wasn't Herb Trimp. I forget who it was. I had met at a show. Al Milgram. Be like Al Milgram. He just had a huge wad of cash in his shirt pocket. He was collecting from like all the commissions and everything. He was just stuffing it in there. It's like, yeah, just be like Al Milgram. collect all that cash, and just call it a day.
This is interesting. I know that Larry Hama has come out and been like, "Hey,
That's even worse. That's even worse.
I can't afford to retire," and that breaks my heart, dude.
Yes.
The fact that Larry Hama, who's contributed so much in the ways of GI Joe and Wolverine, just two of those titles were the biggest selling titles in the 80s and 90s, and Larry Hama was on both of them. And those are just two off the top of my head. And he can't retire.
But he created the Joes. He created their personalities.
Yeah.
He wrote it for decades. And does it mean to tell me you can't retire? I don't. But like you said, they no royalty. He gets no royalties at all from GI Joe for the toys. Nothing. You want to talk about total bullshit? That is what that is.
Like I said, man, breaks my heart. That is so infuriating to see like a legend like that who's like who's in his 60s, 70s, and he's like
he's in his 70s.
Oh,
he's a Vietnam vet. Yeah, so he's still in his 70s. Yeah.
Oh man. Kyle, what do you think about this book? Look at all these great characters, man. You know, like you got Jackpot, you got Spider Kid Boy, you've got Luke Cage? Question mark?
No, that's just random black guy.
Okay.
Jesus Christ! Not everybody black. God damn, dude.
What Luke Cage looks like other? Never mind.
No, this book is dog shit. Look, isn't it great how every panel is just a fucking just like close-up shot of everything going on? Because it's like if you were just to pick this up and read it, you would be like, where the fuck are they even at? Like, what is going on right now? I don't know. Where are they? I don't know.
Yeah, this was rough. Bless you.
Thank you.
No one knows who these characters are, nor do they even like care. What is Trapster without the ER? Are they trying to do distillery over here? What is going on?
It's Trapster.
Could afford the E's.
Yeah, let's of course curse because that's what every character has to do.
Yeah, it's edgy, Kyle. It makes us edgy and cool,
especially in a
grounded
DSM book.
Yeah. It's like okay,
perfect.
And it's like, oh yeah, it's Electro, but it's like girl Electro, and then it's like Daredevil, but no, it's girl Daredevil. She's like, does anyone who knows who these characters are and who has really any? I don't know. Do people really care? And
why does anybody care about this gang war? Is this even a gang war? Is this even a war? Like, what is this?
No, it's a little a kerfuffle. It's a little little ruckus.
Yeah, you're just having a ruckus. Like I just want it to pan back, and it's really it's just a few people, and you see some people walking by, like, what the fuck is going on over here?
You know what I was thinking? I was just thinking about this the other day. If you really wanted to make this event really stand out, and you wanted to have like your moment to introduce a new character, I believe. I mean, granted, I would not have done this because I think the Boomhauer Punisher is bullshit, but I would have introduced him in this and like have his origin, like have his family having been taken out during the gang war, like when all the gangs were fighting. He was with his family, and they're all killed.
Sense.
Yeah, and he thinks it's Spider-Man. It's a reason why to go after Spider-Man. And then it's like, no, it wasn't me. It was Miles Morales because he's not Spider-Man. Go kill him. And then he does.
Wait, but Kyle, they call him
a favor.
Oh, yeah. Then Miles Morales dies. Then he goes after Spider-Boy and kills him. And
by the way, I like this. Spider-Boy. City Boy.
City Boy, yeah. Spider-Boy.
I love this generic gun TM gun. Bam, bam.
I love how the hand is not even firmly holding the gun. It's just like
all the fingers are all spread out and like is this
deformed claw of a hand?
Yeah.
It's like Parkinson's.
Well, the gun also looks about this thin too, so his fingers are like
gotcha.
Oh, man.
There are 2 shells being ejected with only 1 blam. So did you fire technically 2 shells spent? So you shot twice.
Yeah,
but
who knows?
Okay,
and it doesn't look like there's a slide on the gun. There's no. It's like a revolver, but there's no slide.
Where are they ejected
from?
Where are the shells coming from?
Yeah, where are the shells coming out from? Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, man. When he was doing Punisher, he was making good guns. Those are good guns. But
Yeah.
yeah, wow. This was nothing really finite is determined with this, and these events just go nowhere. So ultimately, you have this big old, quote unquote, big old fight, and yet there's really no consequences. Everyone turns on everyone, right? Because there's a portion in here where everyone's kind of fighting everyone. There's no sides anymore. They kind of turn on each other. And then Spider-Man says, like, you're not going to defeat me. And then all the girls come up and they're like, yeah, let's save him. And then that's the fight. Like, that's the end. It's so weird. The pacing and the storytelling is very odd. And then you kind of get this ending bit with him and his friend. And then what's his name says, yeah, I'm going to take over now. I'm the gang of, and I'm going to kill Spidey with my bare hands, and I'm going to be the boss of all the gangs. And it's like, okay.
Didn't you already do that though? Didn't you already try to kill him with his bare hands well before any of this? And
Yeah, it didn't really work
not?
out.
Yeah, it didn't take.
Yeah, I'll do it for real this time.
Yeah. So $5, 47%. Yeah.
Ugh.
Woof.
That's brutal, man. That's brutal. Gang war conclusion. Can't wait.
Yay.
Yay. It's finally here.
Yay.
The most whatever event ever. Almost fell asleep reading this. Don't let it happen again. It's a threat.
Better not.
Almost fell asleep. Wow.
Boring ending to a boring event. Nothing seemed to pull together. Things just happened without much thought. Great. Absolutely. And the ending itself is pretty anticlimactic. Not really sure what the event achieved. Yeah. For once, these comments are right.
Yeah.
Ooh, half stars. Half stars.
Ooh.
Damn. Well, yeah.
I want to think. Let's play this out. I mean, what would have been a cool ending to this? Like for me, I think it might have been cool to see like Tombstone being like Spider-Man, Tombstone, and the NYPD or Luke Cage had worked out a deal with Tombstone where it's like, okay, we're putting you in charge, all right, of the gangs. All right, we're gonna let you go. But any of the underlings, anyone who gets out of control or whatever, you let us know. We're taking them out. All right, we're gonna let you do your thing. But any of your underlings, if any of them step out of line, do this shit, we're taking them down. But we need control. We need order. We need Tombstone in his reign. I think something like that would have been cool. Where it's like they make a deal with the devil to put him in charge.
Maybe.
Yeah, I could see Luke Cage having to resort to getting Wilson Fisk back into power or something to stop it, and Luke being like, "Fuck, I can't do this job, being mayor and wanting to beat the fuck out of these people, so I have to relinquish my power, sort of thing, give it back to Kingpin or Kingpin's son or something else, and then Luke's going back to kicking ass with Iron Fist or something. I don't know, but."
Oh, a double whammy. A double whammy where Kingpin is put back in. Kingpin is back as mayor, and Tombstone is put back in control of the gangs and everything.
Yeah.
Boom. That would have been a double whammy of an ending.
Yeah, it's that the more things change, the more they stay the same, and then Spider-Man being like, "Fuck, like it's what I have to do." Yeah, to keep you got to keep the sharks there. It's like you need them. You need the whales there, and you need them. Unfortunately, to keep balance, because without them, there's just nothing but chaos.
Yeah, we learned that at Baghdad. As soon as you break it and it crumbles, there's nothing there in place. It all becomes a fucking nightmare. That's what happened.
Power vacuum.
Yep.
It sounds like you guys have thought more about this than the editors and the writers.
There was a writer.
Weird.
They had a writer. Was a writer?
Thought it was just JR doodling, and they're like, good enough.
Just fill in these word bubbles. I don't know. Come up with something.
Somebody thought it was a Make-A-Wish Kids thing. They're like, no, that's actually JR's artwork. They're like, oh, shit.
Oh, guys, this is so sweet. So this week, they let a Make-A-Wish kid draw one of the issues of the comic.
Good for
How great is
you.
that? Yeah, it's like, oh, no. No, he's been drawing for decades.
Oh,
Did you guys read? Oh well, I mean, we can effectively call this
Come on, everybody, skip it.
skip it. Did anyone read Defective Comics?
I can't. I
I
can't.
tried. I did try, and it's bad. It just what sucks about it is that it's boring. That's the worst. The worst thing about it is that it's very boring, and
Mm,
the art is incredible. You had Ricardo Federici on the art, and his art is still second to none. But the story itself is stupid. And from what so Max, did you read it too, or was it just me?
I did not read Defective this week, unfortunately.
Okay, it really sounded like there was like a very like anti, like the guy here who's like the Golden Age Batman or whatever, who had the mask. I forget what the hell his name is. It was supposed to be like an image of his dad or whatever. But he's telling Bruce Wayne, like, in this hell or whatever, like, you need your money, you need the house back, and all this, but it's delivered in a way where it's like the money and the house are bad. It doesn't.
Isn't that how
make
all
sense.
isn't how all the creators and writers are writing Batman right now? Is that your money is bad, you're a fascist, you're a capitalist. Get rid of your money, get rid of your riches, get rid of your tech. Isn't that right? Isn't that how everyone's writing Batman right now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's every Batman story now.
Yeah. Boo, lame.
But they're beautiful pages. That's just it. I mean, if you look at the Ricardo Federici art, it's beautiful. But the backup story is stupider.
Ugh.
Oh yeah,
with Ram V. Like, Ram V is a very talented writer, but the problem is he needs to be reined the fuck in. I feel like it's like,
no, not just that, Kyle. Yeah, not just that, but like, I think he had a sliver of an idea. He had a sliver of one, and he is drawing it out as far as he can because he knows he doesn't have much.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you get 6 issues to tell a story. 6. That's it. That's all you need.
Not 30.
You get a
Not
little
30.
one. He's like, no, I got 20 issues. It's like, no, you don't. You got 6 good issues in you. That's about it. 10 if you're lucky. It's like, do not give him anything longer than that, because it'll just get into kooky town.
Well, look at all the current, stories that we've been getting recently. They're all 4-issue miniseries, so sometimes you don't even have the luxury of doing 6. You only have 4. White Widow and Punisher are both 4. Like, White Widow and Punisher both ended this week. 4 issues done. Oh yeah, well, thank God for that. I'm actually very happy. But yeah, sometimes that's all you get. Like David Peppo's. Sorry, dude. 4 issues. If you can't hook me on new Punisher, you're out. Right after those 4 issues.
If you can't sell me a Boomhauer Punisher, then yeah, you're done.
Yep.
And then they're gonna do a mini series, a 4-issue mini series on AAA, because we all love AAA. Isn't that what it is?
He was my favorite character.
Yeah. I'm gonna hack
better
into
than
main
Micro.
AAA.
Yeah, I'm gonna be hacking.
Yeah. Wolvie. What did we think of Wolvie? This one was interesting this week.
It was
Yeah. There's stuff where I'm like, I like this, but then they'll pull some dumb shit, and I'm like, no, like we won't go through the every little thing, but like this is good. Like, when I thought the beginning where it's like, oh my God, like, you're realizing these people are like dead, and Wolverine is, well, this is wrong, because Wolverine his hands would regenerate.
Can he grow his hands back? I thought this was so stupid. It's like, no, we have to sew them on. I'm like, why?
That's dumb. And see, that's where I'll be like, okay, the premise is wrong. His hands would grow back. You don't have to sew them on. But
wouldn't they be dead in the first place? Wouldn't they're dead limbs?
Yeah, the flesh would be dead.
And then what's the adamantium? Like, is the adamantium back?
And that was my last issue. I was like, he has stumps. How did he get rid of the adamantium in his hand? Like his claws are in his forearm and
Yeah.
retract into like it makes no sense. So it just it's dumb. But the
But
conversation
again,
I
it
thought was interesting.
could have been cool, and you could have you can overlook a lot of this stupid shit if you're having fun, just like a bad horror movie. You can overlook a lot of the cheesiness if you're like, okay, I'm going along with it. I can give it this one thing. But when you're not having fun and it's a bad story, you see him skiing like a fucking dipshit in a James Bond film, and it's like, what
I was
the
gonna
fuck are
say,
you doing?
Are you having fun here, Kyle?
I'm like, is this Moonraker? I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
There's a part of me that's like, I first saw this and I immediately went like, no way. And then I just kind of like, I laughed and I was like, this is kind of fun. But then I was like, no,
Also-
this is dumb. This is dumb.
And then I have to remind myself, what wasn't this promised to be like the most violent and bloody and graphic Wolverine story ever in the history of mankind?
Right. And that's what this book doesn't get right is the tone. Because you go from a very deep conversation with Wolverine here, where what's her name is talking to him about death, and she's like, "You just lost your son, and your grief is through your anger and not through." She's trying to understand how he's processing grief, right? But Wolvie processes grief completely different from anyone else, as we know as Wolverine fans. But then it's like, "Hey, we're skiing now." And so it's like the
Why does
tone is
Colossus need to
completely
wear a jacket?
It's his little ski vest. It's not a
But
jacket.
why,
Not a
though?
full jacket.
But why does he need it? He doesn't need
Uh,
it. Why does Wolverine need a jacket? He doesn't need a jacket. He's a fucking
Mm.
animal. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's to keep the sun from reflecting off of his metal skin.
Sure.
what?
We'll go with
Yeah.
that.
Just his arms, though.
More room to move his arms. More room.
Yeah.
That's it.
But hey, what'd you guys think about Fastball Special?
You gotta have it.
Gotta
I'm
have
tired
it.
of this shit. I'm fucking tired of the fastball special.
Ginger's like-
I-
He's like Amanda Waller and Fastball Special. I'm out. No more.
yes, you're 100% correct. These are two things I do not want to see for a whole calendar year. If I can go
Yeah.
a whole year without seeing the word fastball special or the slab of meat that is Amanda Waller, it's like, no, I'm good. I'm fine.
I like it because it draws back to something I remember. So when I see that, it makes me feel good. I'm like, oh, I know that thing. Oh,
I know what that thing is, and so
Yep.
because I know those words,
Yeah.
I clap for it because
Correct.
I then now feel like, hey, I know this thing.
I know this thing, and that's what they do.
Yeah, makes me feel comfortable. So
Yep.
Josh says Ben Percy has never lived up to his potential. Wow.
Ooh.
Well, Ben Percy did write that Ghost Rider story that we read last year that was on our top worst of 2020.
Oh, the wacky races.
The Moon Baby.
Moon Baby? The Moon
Moon
Baby?
Baby, dude. That was Ben Percy. Yeah. So like, yeah, he like starts strong and then just goes somewhere where I'm like, no, don't go there. Come bring it back to like where we were, you know? Like I like Wolverine trying to get revenge by just absolutely ripping on one of these Sabretooths, right? And Colossus having to stop him saying, we need to bring this guy back for interrogation. Like I think that's an interesting concept to deal with.
But like, he doesn't look all that beat up. Like, Wolverine's like supposed to be ripping into him.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Oh,
it's like,
no, you're
but-
right. Yeah.
it's like, what? Like, you don't see like
His-
him ripping his limbs off or like taking out chunks of meat. It's like,
Yeah, like his chest should have been fully opened up and like his neck and face should have been like grinded just
hell yeah.
into a pulp, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah. No, it should be like, you know what? I'm not using my claws. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you with my goddamn bare hands.
With
Like,
my
that's what I'm
adamantium hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to beat you,
Yeah, I'm not gonna give you
Like
the
you see-
satisfaction of using my claws.
right? And then they interrogate Sabretooth or whatnot. Some interesting layouts here. But I once again, it's like this is an interesting concept to play with, where Wolverine is dealing with his grief, and you're really understanding how Sabretooth has played into the multiple deaths in his life. But then we get this bullshit where it's like, Drew, you
Oh,
said it.
fuck
Right?
off. Yes. Fuck off.
Because of course we have to have Laura, aka the bestest is Wolverine,
which is
just
true.
completely just shitting on her dad. World's best dad is in the gift. Overstatement of the century, maybe, but we see that
I
you're
call
trying, and that means
this is pulling your punch. This is pulling your punch, and I am pissed by this. I am absolutely pissed.
well, it's
So
aggressive and petty and just it's gross.
So Wes and I are doing our best of the week tomorrow, and Wes chose this as one of his best comics of the week. I did
No,
not.
dude.
Yes,
No,
he did. Yes, he did. So yeah, we're gonna have words.
Wes is gonna go. You didn't like the fastball special?
You didn't like the blood splatter? You didn't like the
Yeah.
world's best dad cup?
Yeah.
Why would Wolverine care about that? Like he looks so like distraught and beaten by this. He's just like, oh, you broke me. Go
I
fuck
think-
yourself.
I think he's upset at the weight of all the loss and the death. But over this letter, Wolverine would have been like, crumpled it and throw it away. He would have been like, yeah, fuck off. Like
Yeah.
he's still upset about the deaths, but this letter is not the way to introduce his grief.
No.
Like I said, the tone is because this tone comes off as like snarky, arrogant, condescending, and yet Wolverine is like, oh, my daughter, I love her.
I don't buy his grief. I bought it in Old Man Logan. I do not buy it here.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you don't really. The only part that I really, really bought into it was some of this stuff when you see like just what he's gone through. Plus, Sabretooth, they didn't show it in this flashback, but Sabretooth has also killed Silver Fox. He has killed multiple of Wolverine's lovers before. So I think that those were all the issues that were illustrated by Mark Teixeira, big old Tex. So yeah. Anyway, I don't know, man. I gotta agree with you guys. It's a fat meh. It's like there's good things every now and then,
Yeah.
but then stuff that completely falls flat. That letter and that present were just heinous. So dumb.
I agree.
Let's see. Meh. There we go. Yeah, please let us know if you got some tech stories. We'd love to hear them. So that's how Percy is with every book he does. Starts strong and then botches it. Oh, I botched it. Botched toe.
Yeah.
Next we've got. I did not read Miles Morales' Spider-Man.
Nope.
Ooh,
Neither did I.
But the last page.
Oh,
Green Arrow. Yeah.
Spoilers. Let's see. Drew, do you want to take this one? Because I didn't understand a damn thing in this book because I haven't really been following this, bestiality wars.
Yeah.
So if you want to take this one, because really I'm just going to show the last page because that's all that really matters in this book.
okay. Yeah, I can. Let me summarize here. So
as best as you can.
Because what happens in the last page or so, it's like no. It just comes out of nowhere. But so
really does,
Green
yeah.
Arrow is now back on our Earth. Well, the
Mhm.
DC universe Earth, and he's noticed that things are different.
Go ahead.
Like, Amanda Waller's around now. She's in charge.
Amanda Waller. I
Amanda
haven't seen
Waller.
her.
And direct,
I know her.
it's like it would have been cooler. I mean, honestly, this is just me. Let's just see Director Bones in charge. I'd love to see
That would
Director
be
Bones.
sick, man. Yeah, of course.
See, look at that. You have the coolest looking guy in the background. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
You have this
That is
fat-
dumbest decision they
Look,
made. You have
the most
a guy,
boring character. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
and you have
Go
a smoking skull. Yeah, you have a smoking skull behind her. The most visually interesting person behind her. It's like, wait, no, I want to look at him. Can he talk more, please? But
Mhm.
so Green Arrow he's noticed that Amanda Waller is now more in charge than ever. The Justice League broke up for reasons, even though they're very poorly explained and don't make sense. But he breaks back in. He is captured, confronted, cornered by Amanda Waller, and he wants to know, hey, where's Roy at? Oh yeah, I forgot. We also get the introduction of what's his name from the Arrow show, Diggle. He is introduced.
Oh, this guy.
There he
yeah.
is.
There he
Yep,
is.
there he is. So yay.
It's a key.
Remember that? Yeah, it's a key. Kyle, key.
I don't have my keys.
I don't know.
I'm at home.
God,
Sorry.
every time, Kyle. Every time.
I'm at home. I don't need my keys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, he's captured, talked to by Amanda Waller. He says he's there because he wants to know what happened to Roy. Where's Roy at? And she's like, he came to work for me. And he's like, bullshit, whatever. I want to know where he's at. Tell me where he's at. Tell me where he is. I want to know right now. But she's like, okay, I'll make a deal with you. I'll tell you where he's at. I'll tell you everything, but you got to get secrets for me. I want secrets. So she tells him, I need you to break into Sanctuary from Heroes in Crisis and give me those secrets.
Because you're reading the book and she's like secrets, and automatically you're going like, what do you mean? You know, she's always thinking 3 steps ahead, right? And they always write her as this like she's got this grand scheme. So what is it going to be this time? Tom King's Heroes in Crisis. Oh boy.
Now, if anyone remembers this, like unfortunately I do, is that from what I recall, is that nothing was recorded during those sessions. Everything was just everything was like deleted after the sessions. Like the heroes would do their session and then they were all wiped. That was it. It was more or less a way for them to just, let their stress
vent.
Vent. Yeah.
Or so you thought, Drew. No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah, Batman was actually recording shit.
Yeah,
dun,
right.
dun, dun.
I mean,
Probably.
so our friend Aaron Sparrow, he saw this page and he was like, hey, I'm here for it, right? Because he was thinking, if you can take, if Joshua Williamson can take this Heroes in Crisis shit story from Tom King and make it into something cool, you issue it as a challenge, right? You take this shitty, bad, poorly told story. Maybe you rework it, revamp it, and try and make something cool out of it. That's the challenge. So that's what our friend Aaron Sparrow was saying. Drew, Kyle, I think you guys have other thoughts.
I do. So sorry, I'm very pissed. This pisses me off beyond belief.
Oh, I love
this
it.
whole idea.
I love it.
It's very clear right now. Joshua Williamson is writing a lot. He is writing a lot between his DC work and his Skybound work. And now, if you've been reading all of his stuff he's been doing recently, if you read all of it, it's very clear where his focus and where the well-written stuff is. That is with Skybound.
Mm-hmm.
That is where his best stuff is at, bar none. Yeah.
I was just going to say, you can tell he's having like a lot of fun and he's really passionate about Skybound stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that is why I am saying with this, he is going to fall flat on his face doing this, explaining this. I really, this is going to be a failure. I really do not think he's going to bring this home because he's not focused here.
Yeah. Did editorial and DC come to him and go, we need to bring Heroes in Crisis back and you're the man to do the job? Or did he go to DC and he's like, listen, I got a pitch. Hear me out. Heroes in Crisis. Who brought what to who?
It depends. If it fails, if this does not do well, if it fails, he's gonna throw DC under the bus. I guarantee it. This was not my idea. This wasn't my idea. I swear.
Yeah, I don't know how he's gonna get away with it. Because he is doing great work at Skybound. If he's gonna touch Heroes in Crisis, you do not want his brand reputation to be tarnished. So after this, he may just be like, you know what? I'm done with DC. I'm just going to focus on Skybound. I don't know. But I mean, yeah, Josh says, no, you can't. This was the worst display of character suicide ever. It should be forgotten. I think I'm in your camp, man. I don't know how you could rework the story to make it better. I don't know. Kyle, do you have any thoughts on Heroes in Crisis?
Yeah, I'm in the camp of stay away from it.
Yeah.
It's poison. Just leave it the fuck alone. Act like it never happened. Like, just get away from it. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
It never happened. It was stupid. Tom King's a dipshit. Just let it die. Let it die.
Yeah.
Don't keep trying to bring it up. Like, just leave it alone.
Let them die.
Yep.
So, with all that being said, then overall, do we give the book like what do we give the book? Because the book itself, regardless of that last page, the book itself, I couldn't follow it. I was just like, I really have no vested interest in this. There's really nothing that's keeping my attention here. I would have given it a meh or a skip it, honestly. But Drew, how do you feel about this one?
Well, let's just say it elicited a reaction out of me. I'll say that, which is hard to do in comics. You know, I like to read comics that get a reaction out of me, and this one did. But but the last page, it pissed me off. I will say, otherwise, it's a meh on the whole. I'll say on the whole, it's a meh because the art is solid. Action is decent. I really couldn't care less about Diggle. We're 10 years beyond the Arrow show. But it's like, really, who cares? But meh. I'd say.
Kyle, did you get a chance to read this one, or did you just see the Heroes in Crisis page?
No, I tried to read it. I stopped Green Arrow after like issue 2, I think. I just didn't care all that much. I mean, the art's good. I do have to hand it the art. I think is pretty good throughout and pretty solid. And I can't grade it because I really don't give a shit. So
that's kind of like me too. I don't care about this series.
I don't feel comfortable enough saying whether or not I can recommend it or not, just because I wasn't invested in it.
That's fair.
So
all right. Well,
that's a meh.
We'll give it a meh. Yeah, I think that sounds like a meh. Because meh could also mean like I just do not care.
Yeah.
Right? And that's kind of where I fall into the camp. Is like I just do not care. Now the Heroes in Crisis page, that's something different. We'll have to talk about that later if Josh tries to work that into his story. But for now, the book's just kind of one big ol' meh. That's kind of how I feel. So
yeah, I'm curious. It's like has there been any word about how is that going to be its own like arc? Is just going to continue in Green Arrow and that's it? Is it going to cross?
Who the hell knows?
Yeah,
no one knows. No one knows.
Well,
I will say that I think I think it's going to cross. It's going to be a tie-in into the big summer event that Absolute Total Power.
Absolute Power.
Absolute.
Yeah. Discovering the secrets. I think that's going to be because as we all know, Amanda Waller is one of the big 3 villains. So I think this is a way of her getting those secrets. It's her getting that power and using it against the heroes. So, but I could be wrong. But although these writers are pretty fucking lazy, so I'm probably right.
Yeah, Absolute Power.
Whine on camera. Like I don't want to have superpower. I have you whining on camera. You have to do what I say.
Fuck. Let's see. Gunn really loves Tom King. That is very true, JK. I know that Gunn really likes the Tom King stuff. A guy in the store this week overheard me telling Ryan, "You guys hate Tom King," and he goes, "I love Tom King." Wait, Ryan said he likes Tom King, or the guy in the store? Because I need this clarified, please.
Well, it's pretty fair to say if this were in California, it's pretty clear the guy's a weirdo. All right, so and who knows? It probably was. It's probably Tom. No, Tom King doesn't love himself, so it may have been James Gunn. Who knows?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing: if you like a writer or an artist, I'm totally fine with that. I'm more just like curious. Like I'm kind of like, why? Because I genuinely want to know, because it's so interesting to me where I like vehemently, I think Tom King is a absolute hack, right? So for someone to explain to me why they like him would be so interesting to me. I'd be like, I just don't get it, right? So
I think I forget who said it. It might have been Richard Meyer, but I think he said they love Tom, or no, I think actually it might have been Josh from Weird Science, that these individuals, they love his stories. They don't like the characters. Like they have no bond or connection to the characters, but they just love his stories.
Right. That could make sense. Yeah. If they like his writing style, but they really have no affinity towards the character, I could see that.
I will say
Hmm.
Batman Killing Time was a fun story that Tom King wrote. He may or may not have written it. I don't know, but his name is on it. And I did like Killing Time. That was fun.
And you know what? I really respect and appreciate the fact that you can objectively read that book and go, hey, I'm not a fan of Tom King, but he actually wrote a good book, right?
Yeah.
And
I can't
we
say
also-
that. And I hate Tom King with a fucking passion.
yeah,
But
I think we could all say.
But a broken clock is right twice a day. So like he may have just stumbled upon a good story. And it's like, okay,
yeah.
but I can give him credit. It was a good story.
That was
Yeah.
like Tom Taylor, another Tom. Tom Taylor, most punchable face in comics. He wrote that Detective Batman, and I really enjoyed the hell out of that thing, and that was just a few years ago. I don't know. So, I mean, it wasn't the greatest book in the world, but still, it was fun. But yeah, King, we also have to remember, King tried to cancel Jay Lee. Like, that shit is beta male cuck energy, man.
Yep.
So that is something that I really cannot forgive him on, because that
and the worst part is that he said, "Oh yeah, I talked to Jay. We made up. We're all good. Yeah, don't worry about it. We're all
Yes.
good." And
Jay
then
was
Jay
like,
says, "No, we're
"No,
not
we're
all
not."
good."
I don't think they ever will be. Not when I was talking to him about it.
Yeah. Wild, dude. Yeah, imagine having beef with someone and being like, you know what? Like, go on a press conference. We talked it out. We're all good. And then behind the scenes, Jay is like, "No, we ain't.
The fuck?
Sorry.
No, we're not.
The fuck? When did you talk to me, Tom King?" Yeah. Josh, this is an interesting take. Says that Tom King has some really good books, but now he's just started to try and out Tom King himself. Oh, gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah. Where he's like trying to do his trope. He's over even more. It's like Alan Moore trying to Alan Moore himself, and it's like, no, that doesn't.
Steering into the skid and assuming it'll get you out of it.
Yeah. Just keep.
And it's not.
Yeah. I think his work is basically a prescription for depression. Or I think his work is basically a prescription for depression. I think his work will make you depressed. Like, I think,
yeah, like if you
it'll
want
make you
depression,
more
yeah,
so.
here.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but Josh said Omega Men, Grayson, Sheriff of Babylon. I didn't.
I
read those.
will give him Omega. I do like Omega Men. That is
Okay.
probably the one story of his I do enjoy it. But then again, Omega Men, that literally came out over a decade ago.
Yeah. Wow. 99% for Duke. Damn.
Ooh, yeah.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so, especially when we've got books like like White Widow that came out this week, and you read Duke and it's like a breath of fresh air. You're like, oh my God, this is amazing.
These are both comic books somehow. Like
these are both comics that came out this week.
Yeah.
I had a hell of a fun time with Duke this week. What'd you guys think?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it. Sorry, I'm trying to look it up right now so we can look through some of the pages. But yeah, the action in this was rad. I love the introduction of Baroness. Damn, where is it? You guys can talk about it while I'm looking for it. But
No, I just want to watch you try to find it.
no, right? I
Let's be
know.
quiet.
Oh, there it is. There it is. We found it. We got it here. Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun seeing their relation, like them engaging with one another and just their beliefs, in their governments and why they do what they do, and how Duke still believes and she doesn't. And yeah, it was fun seeing them verbally spar with one another while they're in prison.
Did you guys read this guy with an Australian accent? Because I did.
No, I did not.
Mm,
I did.
that's a
I don't know
shame.
why that's
Yeah.
weird that you said that because I did.
Right? I think it was just the dialogue, but I just read him as having a kind of like a shitty, funny Australian accent.
Or the
But-
villain from Commando.
This is
He's
interesting,
been it.
and you
He's
know
been
what?
it. Yeah.
Bennett. Yeah.
Yeah. I can actually see this happening with Skybound books, man. Josh says Duke was sold out of my shop. My LCS owner said it's gained readers. And normally the comic book industry has seen this for decades. It's like your number one book always sells the best, and then you have a drop off after a while. The fact that a book can gain readers from word of mouth, that's pretty damn cool, man. That is awesome to hear.
Yeah.
So
And not only that, if they start reading Duke, it's like read all these other books that it's tight. It's like how it's like Marvel and DC wish they could like they're trying to do that. It's like you guys are all fucking stupid. Like this is how you do it. Like,
dude,
brilliant.
Yeah. Duke, Cobra Commander, and G.I. Joe, all and Transformers.
And Transformers.
Four books
Yeah.
that all interconnect with each other and produce like Larry Hama, Chris Mooneyham, Daniel Warren Johnson. I don't know. I know this is Joshua Williamson. I don't know the artist on this one, but yeah, man, you guys are getting top-notch quality stuff. But
Yeah. All different, but very
Andy
similar.
Kubert covers for G.I. Joe.
yeah,
I love it.
Man, this is brilliant.
I love how hot they draw Baroness,
Oh,
by the way.
yeah.
She looks great.
Oh, she's so thick. I love it.
And this was good. You know, we're kind of getting into the psyche of Duke, because I liked when they're kind of giving him shit and they're like, "What's your problem? Why don't you talk about this thing?" And he's like, "Oh, it's classified." And you just see the
Yep.
splash page and you're like,
love
"Oh
it.
my
Oh,
god."
shit.
It is classified when he just went splat.
And you can tell, like, it is fucking with his psyche. Like,
Yeah.
he cannot let it, like, it has messed him up.
Well,
Well,
and it makes
imagine-
sense. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
imagine that. Yeah, like you said, you thought you were alone in the universe. It's just humans, and you see this huge fucking robot kill your best friend in the sky. It's like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
No way
Yeah.
this just
And-
happened.
And not only that, but you have given your life towards the American dream, you know, towards serving your country. And then they want to tell you to hide it, or they tell you it's not real, or they're like, you know, forget it. There aren't any robots. We don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, you need to listen to me. I'm your top guy. And then they try to have him killed.
Yeah.
Oh, you would be, your mind would be out to lunch, man. You would be so upset. So,
Yep. Oh.
But he was excited. He only got depressed when he was told they didn't have the new Wonder Woman from Tom King. Oof.
Ayo.
Oof. I'm sorry. You know what? Like I said, I don't get it. I will hold my stance that I do not like Tom King's writing. I don't actually like him as a person either. But you know what? If someone likes him, I will not tell them to stop reading. I will just say, I don't get it. It will never make sense to me. But
Got
Oh, well.
depressed when you found out they didn't have the new Wonder Woman. Jesus. It
Oh,
should
you
have been the
guys sold
exact
out Wonder
opposite.
oh no. Yeah. Rock and Roll looks badass. As always. I love his
Yeah.
look.
He's
Rightfully
having
so.
to break him out after all this shit. You can tell he's all fucked up.
I love that he comes down and he's like, all right, change of plans. We're getting you shits out of here.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you
Um,
already got your ass kicked. It's like, all right.
Yeah. And then they realize, you know what? Shit, we got to do this together. The only way to get out of here is to leave as a group. So he trusts Baroness, and might not be the best idea because she ends up. Oh, look at that! Look at that gun. That's a gun right there.
What? No, that's not a JRJR gun.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, she ends up being the bounty hunter that might take him out. So, damn, dude. Yeah. Ooh. There's a huge bounty on your head. Interesting. Give me a huge. I love a huge bounty. So
Who doesn't? Again, I love the color schemes in this, like bright,
Mhm.
vibrant, the red, the blues. I still think it's the red, white, and blue type thing, kind of thing going on here. But I love it.
That motif, you can see it for sure. White
Yeah.
border, red coloring, blue coloring. Everything looks very, stark.
Yeah.
But
Fits.
yeah, no, looks rad.
It sets
I like it.
those solid colors. It really reminds me of the Miracle Man series. Those
Mhm.
bold colors they had like on certain panels and pages. The Eclipse collections, not the Marvel reprints. I
Yeah.
like that.
Is it worthy of a 99?
I'd say so. Yeah, I had a
Oh,
blast
yeah.
the whole way through.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
a perfect book, and it's pretty
No,
damn
no.
close. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably give it 4 stars.
Yeah,
It's
definitely a solid 4-star book for sure. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. It's a for sure recommend. I think we can
Yes.
all
Oh yeah.
successfully say it's a recommend. Well, my hey, my camera does
There
it.
it is.
Cool. Yeah. I saw someone else do this. Does that do something? Does that? Yeah, balloons. There we go. Hey. It was Robert Meyer Burnett. I was watching the Burnett work, and he was like, "Hey everyone, great to be here. Thanks for having me," or something like that. And then like balloons came up, and he's like, "It's Superman's birthday today." I was like, "That's perfect. I love you, RMB. You're awesome."
Fuck.
I know. I think it's because I have a Macintosh. I know no one says Macintosh anymore, but I think it's because I have a Mac that it does that. Because I don't
have
know
a
why
Mac.
else. But you don't have a thumbs up.
How the fuck do you do that? How does that happen?
You
Did
also
you-
don't
is-
have a thumbs down.
Is that a?
It just happened. I don't know. I don't get it. I've started to notice that it does that.
I have a Mac.
Huh. Maybe it's my camera, my software. I don't know.
Huh. Weird.
Let's see. I thought there was something else. There was the peace sign. There's the thumbs up, and then there was one other one.
Middle finger.
Oh no, it was the heart. Yeah, there we go. You can do hearts. Speaking of a book that we loved.
Wait, you didn't read Avengers Twilight?
Oh God, you guys read this?
Yeah.
100%.
See, that's why you read it.
more
So,
than Duke.
This isn't another one that Wes is recommending for tomorrow.
It is or is
that it is. I can't, but
Okay.
I won't because we see this at the very end of the comic. We see the middle-aged, body positive Miss Marvel.
Nice.
But
Rise up out
I
of the
don't get
ocean
it.
like fucking Godzilla. It's like,
yeah,
what?
Oh, she's like massive.
Yeah. Literally
Yeah,
at
her
the end of
face-
the book, she shows up. It's like, what the fuck?
so she's
Her
no
face
longer
looks a little
fisting.
bloated here.
Yeah.
No,
Well, yeah, she's
not.
she's middle-aged. Yeah, she's a middle-aged.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yep.
having too much non. That's what happens.
Off the shores of New York City sits the Raft, a government facility full of secrets and danger. Can Captain America infiltrate it before the new Iron Man gives him the same gruesome fate as Tony Stark? I don't know. Did he, guys? I didn't read this one.
I read it.
doesn't-
I
He doesn't
I
put
didn't
Steve
care.
Rogers in a back to tank like Tony Stark is.
Ooh, back
he's
to
like,
tank. I know
is
that
it-
reference.
Yeah, I get that reference. It's just
Yeah.
a head in a tank. That's all he is. Tony Stark is just
Yeah.
a head in a
Oh.
tank.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So is this part of the Ultimate Universe then? Are they trying to do a new Ultimate Avengers thing? Or
No, it's just an alternate. It's just Chip Zdarsky doing his own Dark Knight Returns story, but with the Avengers.
Yep. Old Steve. We have a fascist government and Steve Rogers needing to save the day again as old Captain America. And it's kind of tiresome. And then it's like, of course, all the kids of
No
the
better.
heroes-
They're all smarter than
Yeah.
him and better than him.
smarter, better,
Ah,
more fucking
yeah.
douchey, obnoxious, and you have a female lesbian Bullseye / Hawkeye. I don't fucking know what her goddamn name is, but it's just like, sure, go ahead. Tony Stank's son is a fucking dipshit moron who, of course, is like, I'm smarter than you, Dad. I built my own Iron Man suit without your help. I'm better than you, but I need your help with everything, though. Like, but Tony Stank never says anything. He's just in a back to tank and like hooked up to something. So
Tony Stank.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. The Speed Sultan says, "Oh hell yeah, Zdarsky is writing a fantastic story that has my on the edge of my seat." and Acuna is absolutely nailing the art. So hyped for the next issue. So I don't know what you guys are talking about.
No, Acuna's art is good. I wouldn't
Yeah.
say it's great. It's good.
Okay.
It's just kind of tired. It's just kind of, it's really nothing that draws me in, that really makes me excited. I really don't see the point of this.
It's a very rote story.
Mm.
Yep. Old
Yeah, I think-
character at a time and needing to save the day, and he'll probably end up dying at the end because he's old, and that's what old people do.
They die.
They die.
Yeah,
That's what old people do. They die.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Well, according to Heidi McDonald, yeah, like, you know, if you're considered 40 or 50 years old, you're just dying out. Industry isn't meant for you anymore. So,
Yep.
least
Then
that's
we
what
have
she-
Thor. We'll have Thor show up. We had Thor show up at the end. You don't see him,
Oh.
so you don't know if he's young, old. We don't know how old man
Transgendered?
Thor.
Is it Loki? I don't know.
It could be Loki. It
That
could
would
be
be
Jane
good.
Foster.
that would be a good little twist. I would like that.
It'd be something.
It'd make the book
Could
more
be-
interesting.
Could be Better Ray Bill. We don't know. Could be Better Ray Bill.
Oh, please don't put Beta Ray Bill on this.
Could be
Just
old
leave
man
him
Better
alone.
Ray Bill. Old man
Yeah,
Bill.
How would you do old Beta Ray old Bill?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, 100. Damn, that's
No.
that's a tall order. That is a high praised book. I don't get it, but then again, I really do not care about it, so I can't say one way or the other, unfortunately. So
Well, much like Tom King, Chip has his sycophantic crazies, and they just follow him wherever he goes, whether it's Batman, Daredevil, Marvel 2-in-1,
yeah,
Netflix pitch for Image Comics.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care about the quality. They just like, yeah, whatever he does is great.
And I mean, I understand it. I think once fans like find an author that they just love or a creator that they just love, they hop on that horse and they're just like, I'm riding this all the way to the end, baby. But I never got on that horse. Like I never found that book for me that was like Chip Zdarsky. This is the one I'm dying for, right? And then I just buy all his other stuff. Now, like Daniel Warren Johnson, I read like Extremity and Murder Falcon, and I was like, whatever this guy does, I'm on board, right? Same thing with like what's his name? The artist for the Venom series that we talk about all the time.
Oh, Fareed Karami.
Fareed Karami. I was like, dude, whatever you did in Venom, I will follow you to the ends of the earth. Like, do more of that, right? But yeah, I never found a book that for me I was like, this is it, right? I don't know. But
No one's perfect. All writers and artists have that one run, that one story that's just kind of like a meh, or that was a misstep.
Yeah.
Even Frank Miller has Ronin. That was
Yeah.
that was one of his missteps.
yep.
Daniel Warren Johnson had Wonder Woman: The Dead Earth. That was a misstep, in my opinion.
That's fair. I think his art was still on point, but I know a lot of people were not fond of the story, but that's fair, you know.
Yeah, or just how he drew Wonder Woman. I mean, in my opinion, Wonder Woman is supposed to be the most beautiful woman on the world, and he drew her, like a bag of potatoes.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, Joker year one story served no purpose. I agree. It's it has no purpose in continuity. I don't know why they're doing it, but
Shouldn't have been.
but hey,
told.
Joker. Yeah, right. It's one of those things. It's like, why does this exist? I always love asking that question, and for the most part, I don't get a lot of answers.
Ran out of ideas.
Yeah. Big book this week seemed to be that what if with She-Hulk being Venom. I really wanted to wanted to read that. Did you read that?
It's bad. I
Oh,
quit
okay.
after like 4 or 5 pages. It is
Really?
laughably bad.
Oh,
You know what? You know what? You may have to flip through it. You may have to. You know what? We're going to flip through it. It is
Yeah, well-
laughably bad.
we'll go over it because I would love to pull it up on here. It's after Conan, so they're in Punisher, but we'll for sure get to it because I am interested. It was on my list of books that I needed to read. I didn't get a chance to read it, but it was I knew that people were gonna want to buy it because that cover was like, whoa, Venom has a Doctor Strange suit and a Loki helmet and a Moon Knight thing, and it's just kind of everything. Cool. That's what's kind of lame about Venom though, is that everyone is Venomized now. Just anyone has
cool.
the symbiote.
It's not lame. It's cool.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Is that Marvel wants us to think it's cool that
because it is cool because Venom is cool.
They're trying to make Venom like a pet name. They're like, oh, cool, Venom. And it's like, no, Venom.
We have a Venom war coming, guys. Don't forget, we have a Venom war coming soon.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, we've had gang wars, we've had Gotham wars. We don't need a Venom war or a symbiote war. We did have King in Black. That was dope. King in Black was good, but it was written by someone who's probably on drugs at the time, so that's probably why it was really good. So.
Yeah,
and still is.
But we got Dark Web. That was kind of.
I was like, for a second there, my brain was like, Dark Web. What the hell is Dark Web? And then I was like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was something, right? Remember
Dark. It was something.
Stuff.
It was something. I don't know what it was, but it was something.
Newspapers came alive. It was kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
I gotta give a huge shout out to my main man and member. This is a huge member flopping his way into the chat. Flaccid Phoenix for 20 big months, huge months. Thank you, sir, for the 20 months of a membership. He says, based Kevin take, Venom equals cool.
See? How is that based? It's true. Venom is cool. Say based. Venom anything, cool.
It just automatically is cool.
It's cool. Very cool.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, Flaccid, you know what? For you, my man, for 20 months of a membership, I want to celebrate by showing you this.
Get up, cocksuckers. It's all over. Listen, we had a rough couple of months. Fucking Katrina's cousin Maria. The other one, Puerto Rico, Houston, fucking Florida. Listen, it's been tough up to now. The earthquake in Mexico, the White House, whoever the fuck is going on. But it don't matter. They want to shoot. It's time for us to fucking shoot, cocksuckers. They want to get down and dirty. Don't forget who the fuck we are. You understand me? We're the baddest motherfuckers out there. You send a message to that fucking North Korean. He's going to be sniffing my dick and sucking my asshole. That's the focus. We're going to North Korea in like a year. It's going to be an island. It's going to glow in the dark. You know why? Because we're Americans, cocksuckers. Who the fuck do you think you're dealing with? Stop with the gun control. They're selling more guns than ever the last 3 days. Stop with the fucking whining. Stop with the Russians on Facebook. I don't give a fuck. Worry about yourself. Keep your eyes open and get the fuck off Snapchat and fucking Twitter, cocksucker. Stay black.
Oh, I love it.
Stay black.
I love that clip. Stay black. Stop with the gun control. Oh my god, that. Whew, shout out to Flaccid. Oh man, that was a fun stream we did. The sign stream.
So good.
But yeah, that's too good. Yeah, Venom rocks. Venom and everything does not. Yeah, I do agree that the Venom character is awesome. But when you overdo something like that, it loses its
better.
It's
better.
May disagree on this one.
Yeah, you can't disagree on that.
I will.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So maybe we can talk about Resurrection of Magneto if we have time at the end.
Okay.
I do want to talk about Ice Cream Man though. Ice Cream. Ooh, hey, this is good. 100%. That's what I like to see.
I love it.
All right, chat. So this character in this comic, his name is Gary. Okay. Does Gary look more like me or more like Kyle / Kevin? I think he looks like Kevin. Drew thinks he looks like me. But
Because the reason why I say it is because Max, you put out, there was like a video that you put out recently. The image, like the image of that video, that's like your face has
I'm
like a
like,
similar reaction.
what?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, your face has a similar reaction.
I could see that. I could see that. But yeah, no, Gary here, he's got quite the story. So I'm gonna pull up Gary's story because Kyle, this is your baby. Ice Cream Man for you has been the top, like your number one pick every single year. The past 2 or 3 years that we've done our yearly like wrap up. So how did this compare to other issues, and what were some of like your favorite parts about this one?
You know, weirdly enough, so this one was very interesting because this is one of the rare Ice Cream Mans where I think it has a very happy ending.
You know what? It does weirdly.
It does. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm waiting. I'm still waiting
Mhm.
for the shoe I'm still waiting for like him to put out on Instagram, like, fuck you guys, got you. This is the real ending of this book.
That last page, it's like it's half optimistic. The other half, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Yeah, I love it. I think this is a very optimistic ending to this guy and this character, and it deals with the monotony of life and why we do things the way we do things. It's you looking at your life day in and day out and slowly realizing, like, why the fuck am I doing this every day? This wasn't scary per se. This wasn't a scary Ice Cream Man. This wasn't like creepy. It wasn't unsettling like some of them are. I don't know. This one resonated a lot with me because it's like you think about going in and doing the same job over and over again, doing this. Like, why do I do these things? Why do I continue to do these things? And then you get something that wakes you up and you're like, holy shit, how am I going to live my life from now on, knowing once you know there is an outside world? It's that Truman Show type thing. When you know that your whole life is just, you're in a rat race, basically. You're just in a locked up room. You can't leave. You're doing the same thing. And you slowly find out, why am I raking these leaves every day? There aren't any trees. Why am I raking leaves? But that's my job.
That's what they tell me to do. And that's my purpose.
That's my purpose. Rake these leaves.
Yeah. Oh, these two shitheads.
God damn.
I completely agree with everything you said. I think it also speaks to our blind kind of cooperation with authority, right? How if you have people because they did this experiment back in, like, what was it, the 50s or 60s or something? I forget what it was called, but you had this guy in a lab coat who introduced a volunteer to a circuit breaker, and he would like have him click on the electric circuits or whatever to zap someone in the other room every time they got an answer wrong. And so he'd go like 30 volts, 40 volts, 50 volts.
Oh, yes, I remember that test. Yeah. The Stanford, like the Stanford experiment.
Yeah, there was a Stanford study. Yeah.
And the guy's like, do you take responsibility for this? Do you take responsibility?
Yes, that's 100%. That's the one, right? And it kind of spoke to, if you have someone who is in an authority position, has a lab coat, has a little tie, and is like, please go continue with the simulation, right? Continue with the thing. The guy just kept doing it until he
even when the guy said, I'm in pain, I'm hurting.
The guy's screaming, and he's like, I'm dying. He's like screaming in the other room. And the guy just keeps going, you can continue with the simulation, or you can continue with the experiment, right? And the guy's just like, okay, if you're going to take responsibility, you're the authority figure, and just keeps flipping on 400 volts, 500 volts, just keeps, and of course, this was in practicality, he was not actually zapping this guy. This was all this was a test to see how well people responded to that. So I thought this was also kind of maybe saying how we blindly may accept authority saying, hey Gary, how's it going? So Gary, you're not questioning anything, right? And he's like, no, I'm not doing anything, right? And they're like, you got 2 scoops of vanilla there. That's pretty good. And he's like, yeah, I'm a lucky boy. And they're just like, and they're like, that's pretty lucky. Good job, Gary. And it's the, dare I say, it could be a little bit of like, 2020 ish in there a little bit. I don't think it's commenting on what happened in 2020, but I think you could also maybe see some sort of correlation there. But yeah, this guy measures how high the grass is, and he just does that, right?
Every blade of grass.
Every blade of grass, 2.5 inches, 2 inches again. Yeah. So, but no, I thought this was good. But you're totally right. This had a completely different vibe, a completely different tone, because it was not as scary. Most of the Ice Cream Man books I read terrify me, whereas like this one was more interesting than terrifying, I guess. So
it was.
Yes, thank you, Rhino. The Milgram Experiment. Yes, that's the one.
Yep.
Stanford. I was thinking of the prisoners. You're right. 2 different ones, but still kind of within the same realm of like how we respond to authority. So. But and yes, each issue of the Ice Cream Man series is a self-contained story. Now, I think you can intertwine them with like the Ice Cream Man character, but for the most part, they are all supposed to be one and dones. So
yeah, there's some characters that'll pop back up, but for the most part, they're each kind of their own thing.
Yeah, you'll see like little Easter eggs, little teasers of like prior storylines. You'll see like maybe the Ice Cream Man at some point, or you'll see like a spider, or you'll see like another symbol or something that was from a prior story.
Yeah, I love the note. How they wrote the note, like actually
the
writing
note is perfect.
The note was so cool,
and what he said in the note too.
I mean, this is great, and it forces you to read it. Like it's you have to, and it's so good.
So the brief synopsis for this issue is basically all of these clones are held within this compound, but they don't know that they are clones. They are just told that they have these tasks, whether it's, raking leaves or measuring blades of grass or whatever it may be. They're these like monotonous, minuscule tasks that have no purpose, but they are told that they have purpose. They're all Garys. And there are 2 scientists that continue to reinforce this behavior throughout the entire book. But once a Gary falls out of line, steps out of line, that Gary goes to the quote unquote spa and is never seen again. So the last Gary that kind of goes insane gives this Gary clone a note, and he reads the note. And man, it's something else. What are they keeping from us? What is outside of these walls? Did you know that there's an ice cream flavor called chocolate? And then when he goes, I've named myself, what does he say? Oh, I like to call myself Joseph now. Isn't that a cool name? Like, oh man, like I'm living a life. I have a soul. So
good.
Crazy. Yeah, it was really good. The letter was probably the best part, and then when you see all the dead Garys, paint Gary, and then all these
paint Gary
piles of they're all rotting and decaying, and it's like, God, how many of these clones have they gone through?
And that's just it. Did they all escape, and they brought him back? Did they? Who?
Yeah. I don't know, and that's the thing. I didn't think he was going to get away.
Me either.
Does he get away? and where's he going? Because
Well, look, if
They
you see
said there was, like, a
that
street.
blackness, that darkness behind him, it looks like it's kind of going to be catching up to him.
I don't think so. I think he's got a soul. He's free. He's out. I love it.
Wow. The sun shining through the darkness. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And I'm the negative one, and I think he gets out, and it's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Huh. Oh, wasn't there a whole Fallout bunker in the Fallout game where everyone was named Gary? Are you thinking of Gary Frank doing the Geiger series? Because that has a bunker in it.
I haven't played Fallout in a very long time, so I do not remember that at all.
Yeah. All that being said, this is a definite recommend. Ice Cream Man continues to produce good stuff. So
100%.
Of our final judge. Thumbs up, average.
Yeah, totally different tone though, which was good but odd. Wasn't expecting it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
okay.
Right
he
back.
was dropping these hints on the on his Instagram, and Morazzo, the artist, and I was like, this is going to be really weird and freaky. I'm really curious what this is going to be about, and
Hmm.
it is not what I thought it was going to be about. They never
Yeah.
are, and that's what's so great. Like, you can assume what each issue is going to be, and it's like, no, I had no fucking clue what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. I don't actually follow him on Instagram, so I don't have any type of foresight into what the book is going to be. I open it up and I'm like, all right, what are we getting ourselves into this time?
Yep.
So,
Sometimes he'll post and be like, oh, I didn't mean to post that. Oops.
ooh, oopsies,
Yeah,
oopsie poopsie whoopsies.
indeed.
Damn. Did you read Resurrection of Magneto?
Erection of Magneto.
Erection of Magneto, yes.
One does not read. One does not simply read Erection of Magneto.
98. Oh, no. I tried to, man. I
Yeah.
truly tried to. I couldn't do it. It's
It is-
so wordy
It's
and
a sight to behold.
self-masturbatory. Yeah.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, there's masturbatoring that erection, and it is.
Yeah.
It's something else, man. I gotta tell you.
I only got through like the first couple pages and I was like, this
Likewise.
is so wordy. The art is good.
Yeah. Oh, the art's great throughout.
Art's cool. Yeah. But once we get into this stuff, I am in the place of judgment now, but I have not turned that key. It's like, oh, so we're back to like the first issue where it's just pretentious,
Yep.
expository dialogue
Yep.
and stuff. It seems way
Artistic
too
douchebaggery.
there you go. 100%. There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Was there anything in this that you thought was like interesting or cool? Or I mean, like I said, I think the art speaks for itself, but
That's what I would say. Just look at this book. Don't actually try to read it.
yeah.
Just look. At it.
I laughed out loud as soon as we saw that giant octopus on what's his face. I'm like, I am completely taken out of this book now.
Octopus.
There it is, right there. Yeah, right there, right there.
He's fighting an octopus. What? It's cool.
Right on Namor's face. It's like, come on.
Yeah, it's Namor.
No.
It's like a face hugger,
Yeah.
Well, if it was on Magneto's face, that makes sense. Not on Namor, the King of the Seven Seas. Come on, no, it's not happening. No.
I was just telling Kyle, Drew, that I couldn't get through the first few pages. Like after the first couple pages, I was pretty much out just because it was way too wordy, very self-masturbatory, pretentious. What did you say, Kyle? Douchebaggery. Artistic douchebaggery. Yes. Yeah. Very much that. Drew, would you agree with that?
Yeah, it's trying to be. Yeah, it's Al Ewing trying to be incredibly smart, clever, and creative with a story that should not be that complicated. It's like, look, you're just trying to bring him back. You're trying to bring him back. That's all it needs to be. You do not need to do this stupid shit with Namor and a key that was like, you're going to hold on to this key until the end of time. You may or may not need it. Not going to say when, but you're going to use this key. It's like, what? No, no.
Ugh.
That is, and that was one of our things in the last issue. Though, was like, hey, this is the resurrection of Magneto. Why is Magneto not in the book? So at
Yeah.
least Magneto's in this issue, but
Yes, he is. I will give him that. Yeah, it's like,
yeah,
is this about Storm or Magneto?
right.
God.
Luciano Vecchio, good art.
Yeah,
is
he
good.
did it right.
Yeah,
Wasted.
yeah. Ooh, I know you guys want to talk about Power Girl. This has got one of the
Oh,
best panels in comic book history.
I didn't read it.
Oh, you don't, Kyle. You don't read this book.
Oh,
You experience it.
It's
You
another
live it.
experience.
Yes,
You live
you
it.
live it. You experience it.
This
Yeah.
this and White Widow and Women of Marvel. You live these books.
I don't know those.
Yeah, life.
They're true.
It is life. It is love. So, essentially, these girls are working together because they're trying to find out. They're trying to figure out who is
I hate it
creating
already.
this drug. Yeah. Look, they're having so much fun, Kyle.
God,
You just hate.
fuck
You just
off.
hate fun.
Is she floating on that desk?
Sure,
Okay.
it's a
Doesn't
3D
look
asset,
like
desk,
sitting on it.
so it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's. Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, there's this new drug called called Avalon, and it like whisks you away to this beautiful fantasy land, and everyone like the artwork changes, so like they're young women here, but then they're like 12-year-olds here.
What?
Yeah, they like it gets all cutesy and anime like. See, look, the sunflower has a little smile on him. Yeah, right. It's like, who is this for? Who's so demeaning towards women? Like, what woman is reading this and being like, God, this is such great storytelling. So, but yeah, the girls and the cat from the last issue, they go searching for this drug in the warehouse.
In their
And the
new
first-
shitty pantsuit costumes, because fuck it, we can't have the male gaze. That's bad.
No.
Why do they care?
I think because remember in the last issue with the cat found a warehouse. Oh no, yeah, you do. Where there was no dialogue; it was just the cat.
What did that have to do with drugs?
Because the cat found like a warehouse, and the warehouse was making drugs. Remember,
So?
this was all about the cat. Gary Frank cover. So
Okay.
these guys who were like finding the animals. I can't believe I'm explaining this right now because I actually read these books.
The fact that you can is scaring me, but continue.
Right? So these guys basically were capturing animals so that they could test out the Avalon drug on the animals. That's how they correlate, because all the animals were taken to that warehouse. But yeah, remember this where the cat goes out and then he starts saving the world. He gets a little cape. And then they realize, oh my God, they took the kitties. They took a little kitten. So they find, oh my God, all the missing and lost cats, with all the newspapers and stuff. So they find these guys and they find the warehouse. So this is where they're making the drugs. And they're doing all these tests on the drugs. And they're like, oh, we got to make more drugs.
But that's
so that
green
was
Where'd
splooge.
you
This
learn
is a
that, Cheech?
yellow
Drug
pill.
school.
That
Shut
was
up,
green
Karma.
splooge. That maybe now they're putting in Avalon. See, these are like yellow, so maybe.
But it's green right there in
green?
that panel.
Oh, is it?
So is it yellow or is it green?
No,
And
who
why is
knows?
it in pill form and not liquid form?
All that being said,
Those are cool.
the only.
But again, why do they give a shit? Like,
because they're
why?
heroes, Kyle, and they need to infiltrate the dealer, find the supplier.
Like, really 21 Jump Street.
That's what they're doing. It's the plot to 21 Jump Street. Okay.
I still
Except
don't
not as
understand.
funny.
Yeah.
But we got a cat licking its asshole. Yeah.
They could have had anything on this panel, and they
Nothing
chose
on the
to.
panel. They could have had nothing. It could have been a blank.
It could have been nothing here, but they chose to have the cat licking its asshole. they chose to have the butthole-licking cat on this panel. We're only 3 pages in, boys and girls.
This is what Leah Williams thinks of you, the reader, right there.
Yeah, no, I guess that's true, huh? Yeah.
You're licking her asshole right now.
You are all cats licking my butthole. Thank
Yep.
you. Yeah, this is a good question. JK says Supergirl can't have her cute skirt, but the schoolgirls on the first page can. Exactly.
Well,
JK.
they're
Absolutely,
underage. That's okay.
yes.
Oh, whoa.
Oh,
Whoa.
whoa.
Well,
Did that,
Hey.
basically they just took the Tomasi Super Son story and made it a cat story.
Whoa. I'm sorry. Okay, I gotta slow your roll right there for that one. No, you want to talk about great storytelling, fun storytelling with compelling characters that was actually legitimately funny, fun, and action packed. That made sense. That's Super Sons. This is not that.
Yeah, Super Sons was excellent, but I think I know what you're trying to say though, JK, is that they're trying to just rip off the Super Sons story, but in a poorly done way.
Yeah, shittily executed way. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
fucking hate the colors in this goddamn book.
It's
hate
really
them.
odd, huh? Well, I mean, not odd.
Very,
They're
it's very
just,
garish. It's garish.
yeah.
And gay.
Well, I mean, see how like when they go into Fantasyland, it's like Disney. It's like, oh, cutesy wootsy, cartoony style.
But why though?
Really. 'Cause that's the
It's
drug.
Disneyland.
Yeah. And then the
It's
girls
so
actually
funny.
like go there somehow, and then they're all cutesy wootsy.
So they took drugs?
And I think they did something where they like were able to make the graffiti gateway. Don't ask me. I didn't
What?
actually understand that part. Yeah. And then they realized, oh, we're without our powers. Oopsie whoopsies, oopsies. So then the witch is like, ha ha ha, now I have them forever.
Is that Maleficent? Is that who that?
I think that's what they're trying to do. Yeah.
Fuck off. Oh,
87%.
oh my god.
Woo!
Hell yeah.
That raised bar of low expectations. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it should be a suppository.
Yeah.
That would
yeah.
make sense.
No self-respecting person could give that a recommend. No one.
I don't like we were asking before. What's the purpose? Like, isn't
He's got
Supergirl
cats. He's
like,
got cats.
aren't Supergirl and Power Girl like pretty badass characters? Why do they seem like
cats?
why do they seem like complete ditzy, stupid, kitty, baby wavy,
Yeah. Kids.
oodsy woodsy?
Yeah.
Because they're only as smart as the writer. Boom.
Mm,
There we go.
Yep.
I'm
There
out.
you
Who is a
go.
dipshit? And it's like we can't have them deal with anything important. Let them deal with something stupid like a drug on the street. Who gives a fuck? That is so low level. That's like chasing down overdue library books, basically.
Hey, Bookman has a legitimate job, okay?
Yeah, I know, and it'd be more interesting to see them do that, I guess, than go after some stupid
Yeah.
fucking drug that
It-
makes you go to
speaking
Disneyland.
Speaking of John Bookman, real quick, I will say that whole scene in Jerry's apartment, that whole long monologue he has,
Oh,
that is
it's
more
amazing.
believable. Every line in that is more believable than a single word or letter from Power Girl. I
yeah.
believe in
Yeah.
more of John Bookman than any of the Power characters in Power Girl.
Yes.
Yep.
Let me tell you something, buddy. You're a comedian, right? You think this is funny? Yeah. So
whole scene.
empowering. Yeah, that is what's so like because even Casually Comics talked about this when she was talking about Power Girl and Wonder Woman. She's like, this is demeaning. This is demeaning as shit to us as a female like as females to our gender. This is pathetic. Is this what you guys really think of us?
Yes.
No, hey, that's one of her own. That's Leah Williams. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
she's one of her sisters. She's one of her Queen Slayers.
Queen Slay.
I have a cat.
I I know that reference. I have a cat. Yeah. Flaccid says my favorite YouTuber Maxi. My favorite YouTuber
You might.
Maxi. I would recommend it. Flaccid, how if I started a channel with MaxiPad, like if like MaxiPad started his own channel, how many subs do you think I could get if I did videos where I recommended shit? Do you think it would like tank and no one would like it? Or do you think that he would actually like gain a following?
He would pass you in subs in like a week.
That's what I'm afraid of. Like he would
And no one would get the joke. And no one would get the joke.
Ah,
would
that's
believe
what
it.
scares me. Yeah. Because you have guys like there's a channel out there called The Woke Critic, and he does everything the opposite. So like when Snow White came out, he was like, I am so happy. This is just the movie we need. You know, when the Marvels came out, he was like, I'm so thankful this movie can't blah blah. And he does the opposite of everything that, you know. And he's got like a huge following. And his stuff is really good. So
But speaking of huge following, you're at over 5,000 subs, man. Congrats.
yeah, thank you so much. No, I got to give congrats to both you guys and to the chat. If you guys didn't know, we did hit over 5,000 subscribers.
You
So
did.
That is big time. Woo. I just hang out with you guys on Fridays, so you guys are part of that. So
yeah.
but it's
I think I
mainly
lose you subs based on some of the words I say probably gets you.
damn it, we got demonetized again.
Yep.
You know? No, it's I love it. So chat, once again, thank you guys. It's funny because I have stopped looking at the sub count just because I've been having so much fun doing these live shows. And I know that may sound cliche, but truly it's been rad to just like do the live shows, create, as best as entertaining content as we possibly can make. And just watching the sub count go up, that's great. I love seeing that. So shout out to you guys. Thank you again for all the subscription and memberships and all that good stuff. It makes this a lot of fun. So thank you. And it makes it, worth it for us to do this every night. Because without you guys, we'd just be talking to ourselves. So
I do it anyway.
Yeah. We talk to ourselves anyway.
Yeah.
Like when I'm reading Wonder Woman, I'm talking to myself that entire comic book. Like, no man would say this. Come on. Yeah, we're about to get into Punisher's story, Jack Frost. That is for sure.
Oh no, that gun is carrying Punisher. He's not carrying that gun.
Yeah.
That gun is carrying him.
Absolutely. So I will subscribe just so I can unsubscribe on your face. Yeah, well, thank you, Jamin. So yeah, I mean, I guess that is our next book. I tried to read Spider-Punk. I didn't get a chance to. The art looked kind of interesting, but I didn't have time to look at it. But I did read Punisher. Ooh, 79.
Oh no.
Oh no. I believe it's Moops.
There's the Moops.
I believe
Maybe
it's
the-
Boomhauer Punisher.
I believe it's not the actual Punisher. Ooh, oh no.
It's the Punisher. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe the pointless relaunch of a character in recent time. Maybe the point. I think what this person is probably saying. Maybe the most pointless relaunch of a character in recent times. All they have done is introduce new but more boring version of the Punisher. Agreed. Wow. Microchip and Jigsaw, which add absolutely nothing to the characters. Replacing Frank Castle with another white man. Oh, another white man is a huge wasted opportunity. Wow. Didn't see that one coming.
Wow.
Because what they need is a pissed off black guy with a gun. What? Oh, wait a minute. I don't know if they can do that.
We have too many of those. Oh,
Yeah.
more
Oh,
oh,
no. Hey, but this guy says, yes, this was absolutely what I wanted out of this story.
Rockin' Robbie? Oh no, never mind. That's
Oh, no. Maybe one of his followers. Who knows?
no, that probably is true.
The man is different. The mission remains the same.
Fuck you.
So one of the things I noticed with this book in particular is they're trying to do this thing. So like, how Punisher is all about like his mission, his war is against crime. Like his purpose is focused on the crime aspect. What they're trying to do with Boomhauer Punisher is they're trying to make him all about saving lives against crime. So his focus is like, I need to save the innocents, right? So they're trying to rework his character. I don't know if you guys noticed this as well, but a lot of the terminology and the verbiage was very much like, it's not so much like I gotta fucking kill Jigsaw, I gotta end his reign of terror. It was more like I gotta save all these people, which is
So he's no different than a superhero. It's fine,
Right, and
but he's no different than a superhero. What made Frank Castle the Punisher unique is that he actually had the balls and took the steps to go forward to take out those mob bosses, regardless of the fact. We didn't care who they were. He was saving lives, he knew, but he was punishing the guilty. That is the job of the Punisher. It's in your fucking name.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy doesn't seem like he gives a shit that his family died.
No,
That's just an afterthought. So it's like, by the way, I think they died too. Oh yeah, I'm really upset about that, I think.
Yeah. I always come back to like, I forget why he's doing this.
Right.
why is he here? What is his
Shield
intention?
like? Is it telling him to do this? I'm like, does he work for Shield still?
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's funny too how they're always affirming it's like the Punisher. They have to say it like 2 or 3 times in the book. But he's like, yeah, every conflict destroys innocent lives. Stop him. It's the Punisher in all bold letters. And then later, I think even he says like, I have to embrace who I am because I'm the Punisher. Yeah,
There it is.
The Punisher. So David Pepos is like, he's like, get it? He's the Punisher now.
He said it. He said the
Yeah.
line. I noticed there's
He
a
said
lot
it
of
twice.
red gas and people wearing red masks in this. I'm like, trying to say something here.
And not just that. It's a jigsaw group. It's not just a guy. It's a group of jigsaws.
It's a bunch of incels, right, Drew?
Red pill, red gassed. Interesting.
But hey, electro nunchucks, right, guys? Stun chunks.
That's cute. And I love how she gets out of her handcuffs just by having something in her hand. Like there's
just held on
no reason for it. It's just a thing she has, and it's just like, and I'm out. It's like, what?
Yeah, she's
Wait,
like,
You just
that
burning literally just shows up in her fucking hand. It's like,
yeah.
How?
What if it were metal? Would it have gone through metal?
I don't know.
Oh.
What is it?
Yeah, and then and what's funny too is like that we're supposed to care about this character. That we're like, no, not AAA. No one cares about this character.
Not AAA.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like that. I always go back to the episode of The Simpsons where it's like, not Lenny, not Lenny.
Oh, yeah.
Shouldn't she be AA and have a daughter named AAA? Because she'd be the smaller one, the smaller version of a battery, like the AA and the AAA.
Now you're thinking like
Kyle,
a Marvel
you
edit
put
style.
you put more like once
No.
again, we put in more thought to this character than they did.
Dumb.
They had something there.
Nope. No. And is he using laser? He's still using laser guns.
Laser
And-
pew pews, yes.
and
Stun
chunks.
chuck.
Yeah.
Electric,
Stun
yeah, electric
chuck-
knuckle chuckles.
knuckle chucks. This guy's a chuckle fuck. I tell you that much.
Yeah.
But yeah. No one.
He looks like such a dumbass. Like
He looks like middle-aged, out of shape. Look, he's got a gut. What the hell, dude?
Yeah.
He's-
Yeah, out of shape middle-aged man. Yeah.
yeah, out of shape, middle-aged, dad bod, body positivity, average. Your average guy in America.
He looks like a lame Valiant character from 1992. That's what he looks like.
Yep. Lasted about as long anyway. Just,
Io.
yep. God.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't get it, man. you don't care about the character, you don't care about his plight or his purpose. Like if it's not Frank, it doesn't work. Oh, this
Oh.
I found hilarious. So you're impaled on a spike, right? So his spinal cord is severed.
Correct.
You are
Done,
dead,
done.
my friend. You are dead, like infinitely dead. If
Yeah.
your spinal cord is not attached,
Yeah.
and he's having a villain monologue.
Full conversations
Yeah,
over
a
several
long one too.
panels.
You're just going and going.
No matter, we own the police. We grasp the levers of power around the globe. Jigsaw will break this corrupt society and construct a new image. And I would just be like, how are you still talking, dude? You should be deader than
Yeah.
dead.
And just
So-
lazily shoots him. You know, and that's where if you want to show how badass he is, he just pushes him down further on the spike. You just see him put his hand down on the chest and just pushes it down deeper. Yeah.
No, you like this little laser beam. Pew pew. Blam, pew.
Lazy pew pew.
Yeah. So Frank Castle. I mean, Joe Garrison died that day. That his family died as well. The beginning.
I hope not.
Yeah. And it's like, guys, check out this original art, the initial design for the Punisher. And it's like, you look so lame. You look so dumb.
He says Boomhauer Punisher.
I just God.
It's like, what if we
Fucking
did
idiot.
what if we did his hair a little bit disheveled here, but then like on this one, it's like more slicked back. Just a little bit.
Oh.
Like
Looks
what
more
if
evil.
this one he has like a regular belt, but then this one, the belt looks like the skull teeth.
In case you couldn't tell.
Yeah. No
I'll
other
tell you what,
changes
man,
though.
those laser pew. Yeah. I'll tell you what, man, those laser pew pew, man. All you gotta do is open your hands and go pew 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 pew. It's real easy, man.
I'll tell you what, man, Punisher, who did y'all Jigsaw? Okay, but man,
Pew 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 pew.
Boomhauer.
Yep.
Hey, 79. Let's see. Can we get this to a 78? 77. Sure. Why not?
Oh yeah.
Oh. Yeah, no. Unfortunately, that whole series, 1 through 4, all 4 issues of those,
Come on, everybody, skip it.
you can go ahead and skip. You can pass on Boomhauer Punisher.
Must miss.
Yeah, the must miss book of the season. Did you guys give Cable a shot?
No.
No, I didn't even bother.
Yeah, after that first issue, I was like, splooge monsters and the gargoyle, and like I just I'm good. Thanks though.
And you got the younger Cable. It's like I want nothing to do with this younger fucking Cable. There's only one Cable. It's the middle-aged receding hairline Cable. I don't give a shit about his younger 20-something cool hipster self. No.
Splooging everywhere. Yeah, it's like I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know, thanks.
Yeah, Jack Frost was actually the one who recommended I reread Born, because when we went over Born, he was like, "Yeah, that's because Jack, remind me again, because I think you have like 2 camps of Punisher. So you know how there's the classic debate of like who would win in a fight, Batman or Superman, and you have your Batman fans and your Superman fans. I think with Punisher, you have people who think that Punisher was born during the war, and you have people who think Punisher was born at the park where his family died. Jack, remind me again. I think your take is that you believe Punisher was born in the war with Punisher Born, because that was kind of the rewrite that Garth Ennis had. But in the 90s, the Holy Trinity was Punisher, Wolverine, and Ghost Rider. I love it, dude. I wish I would go back to that, but that's just me.
I just find it simple. I find it, for me, simpler, cleaner, unique, in the fact that this one man with his family in the park, minding their own business, was caught in the crossfire of the mob, and they hated the line of dialogue, frankly, that Garth Ennis put in. Like, they hated that man so much they shot through my family to kill him, and it's like that they were just there. It was just coincidence, and he just took that vow. Like he's gonna take all of them out after that. That's all it took.
This is interesting, yeah, because I remember when we read Born and we read that first issue, and you hear that supernatural voice where you see the black panels, where it's like, "This is you, Frank. You wanted to kill that guy, didn't you?" Right? We were saying we thought it was death, or I think Drew, you had said you thought it was death incarnate. I thought it was kind of a demon, right, or hell, possessing his soul.
Yeah, that's what it felt. It came across like it was death, more or less, that
Right.
had come to possess him,
to claim him, because
and
like you
it
said,
made a bargain. Made a bargain. Yeah.
right,
But-
right, yeah.
I just
love the
don't like that.
conversation.
Yeah, I understand I understand like how people like want to make that connection. Oh, it's so cool. He's merged with death. It gave him purpose and everything. Like, no, I just don't like that. I like the simpler thing where he's just a man who came back. He did see horrors of war. Yes, I fully acknowledge that. But he was at peace with his family, and they were just caught in the middle of a crossfire, and that brought out the warrior in him, and just said, "No, these people are being all these people are going to be punished for what they did." It drove him mad.
The one thing that I do respect about the story a lot, because I agree that I think he was born in the park, but the one thing that I like about the Vietnam story, the Garth Ennis stuff, is that I think he does it respectfully. It doesn't change the Punisher logo. It doesn't bring Maria back to life like the Jason Aaron thing that was going on. It doesn't destroy the character. I think it just adds another layer that people have conversations about, and I think that's
it does.
that's,
Absolutely. Yes.
really interesting. So, but Kyle, do you feel one way or the other passionately, strongly about where Punisher was truly born?
I think the Punisher's just a bitch. So
I mean, he's a white male, so we all know about.
Yeah. No, I think the park makes sense. I mean, I think of it as like if I saw my wife and son gunned down innocently, would I be able to go that, like, what would that do to somebody's psyche? It's like, yeah, I could see that pushing somebody to then wanting to dedicate their life to eradicating crime and not caring about how I do it. And
not just it was a man who had the tactics and the means to do it.
Yeah, that just makes sense to me that way, as opposed to it being ever since he was a child, him murdering animals and slowly eventually working his way up people.
Fuck Jason Aaron.
No,
that's why I'm always gonna that's why I'm always gonna say fuck Jason Aaron for turning him into a murdering Kevin McAllister. No.
Yeah. Or when he's Michael Myers just killing innocent. It's like
that
evil hellbilly. It's
so
like
angering, yeah. And people were just, I love, like, they just loved it.
Jake.
I was like,
yeah,
this
fucking
completely
seals.
destroys him. Like, makes him no better than a psychopathic, sociopathic school shooter. It makes him no better.
Yep.
And
it's so brilliant. It's so brilliant.
Oh God, yeah. It's a commentary on our society. Oh, it's okay. All right.
Fuck you.
I much more respect Ennis's take, even though some people may not agree with it. I would read Ennis's Born, and the whole Ennis run, like, over anything that Jason Aaron has done. So because Jason Aaron had 2 runs that our boy Rock and Robbie loved, both of them. I think he said Ennis was his favorite, and then the 2 of the Jason Aaron ones were 2 and 3 for him. So
yep, makes sense.
Oh God, no. Let's see. So we didn't read Cable. Should we do? Let's
We'll save the Conans for last.
Yeah, we'll save the 2 Conans for last. Let's do White Widow real quick.
I was gonna say that. Then we gotta show that what if. Oh God, yes.
88. Who is reading this as an 88?
The mentally ill, clearly.
The mentally ill. Oh, this is so sad. It's
People
so sad.
who obviously, I don't know if it's people who can't read, or I honestly don't know because you can't read this book.
You don't read this book.
Yeah.
You experience this
But
book.
I think what part of the other factor is we have individuals who will not call something out for being bad. They're like, oh, they tried. It's still okay.
Mhm.
It's not
Yeah.
bad. You know, they tried. It's like, no, they fucking didn't.
Yeah. Oh, God, it's so forgettable. I'm already kind of trying to remember what they did, but from what I remember, Yelena goes to seek out this person who's been destroying their like neighborhood, right, with the farmers market and all that stuff in issue 2. And so she finds out who that is, and that's this woman right here with the scorpion on her chest, the girl with the scorpion tattoo.
Hell yeah.
And she's like, I didn't call you here. I would have known if I called you here as a hit woman or a hitman. And she's like, oh well, you didn't call me, but I'm trying to find you. But then later, the lady with the scorpion tattoo, dragon tattoo, she's like, you know what? You are a good hitman. I should probably hire you. So, maybe I did call you here. Maybe I do need you. Because then later she's like, yes, that's exactly what my plan was, to drag you in here so you could work for me. I was like, what? What?
Yeah.
Um,
Oh God.
I just love. Do you guys love that Yelena wants healthcare and food for assassins? This shit, dude. So this is your big plan? You could be using your money to give assassins fair pay, healthcare, housing, dental coverage. But instead you're going to con the world's greatest assassins into using your technology. I'm sorry. What?
Do
Huh?
you not realize how silly, stupid, and nonsensical everything you said? Okay, that is an example of a line of dialogue the writer did not say out loud, or the editor doing their fucking job did not say out loud and said, "Hey, this is beyond farce. This line of dialogue here. This is not real. This is ludicrous. This is stupid." No, it reminds me of that. Kyle, you remember the movie Gross Point Blank when
Yep.
Dan Aykroyd was trying to get John Cusack to join? Yeah, we're gonna have meetings. We're gonna have union meetings. We're gonna have health insurance. It's a fucking joke. That is a fucking joke. Are you kidding me right now? I can't believe this.
This is because when you realize what she's saying is, she's like, we wanted to give murderers, corrupt individuals, assassins, killers, maniacs, we want to give them fair pay and healthcare and housing and dental coverage. It's like what? Wait, hang on a second.
Are you
I don't-
projecting? I feel like you're projecting on the White Widow.
Yeah.
Are you projecting a little too much here?
I think so. Oh, and then it's like, oh, so she gets out. She gets out of the trap. Does she kill Scorpion
some of this
tattoo
art is
lady?
fucking awful.
Oh, it's
Some of this
terrible.
art is, the faces are fucking terrible.
It's awful. If you zoom in on on these one, like you don't even need to
like,
zoom in on
it's
that.
a dude. That's a dude's
What
face.
is that?
It's so
But yeah,
bad.
this face is terrible. This body is that is, it's like, gosh dang it, man. But yeah, the art is bad, the storytelling is bad. But guys, we get like the most diverse, bestest group of friends ever, because remember, and each one of them has their like own little quirk. Look at this panel. So you've got a dog, you've got a white guy in a wheelchair, you've got an Asian woman, you've got a non-binary character. Were they non-binary or were they? No, I think it was non-binary.
I think non-binary.
You have a Muslim or black woman, I forget who she was.
Both.
And then you got Yelena,
who
stunning,
speaks Russian, English. Like, I'll only say one Russian word and have translation. What the hell? Or bitch. It's like What?
Do you like this translation? It's just translation note. It's the
God
emoji of
fucking
the.
damn it! I want to set the goddamn computer on fire. Like I want.
I don't know, because her friend goes, "Come on, you can tell me. Did you kill her?" And Yelena says something in Russian that just means cutesy wootsy. I don't know. You gotta be kidding me, dude.
Fuck.
Cutesy
What?
wootsy for
This
silly
whole
billies.
series, silly Billy Willie, and the author is Sarah, right? Yeah, Sarah Gailey. Thanks, Sarah Gailey, for White Widow issues 1 through 4.
Fucking dumb bitch. Like reason why you should never write comics because you can't write.
Yeah, she shouldn't be writing anything.
No.
Why is she? Yeah, why is she even here? I wanted to show this page again because your boy Zach recently posted about it in a community post, and I looked at it again and I was like, this is a Marvel comic book. So let's take a look at like the anatomy of a page, right? What do we have? They're standing in a farmer's market, and
Sure.
there's this says something adamant, and he's running this booth. This group of people is copied and pasted 3 times. This one here, in this panel, and in this panel. None of them change. The same guy here is the same guy here. Like all of their everything is the same exact thing. They did it 3 times to fill in the page. They put some leaves here. And then they had the silly Billy, stupid Griffin LeChance, 17 years old, non-binary, 11th grader at Idle Haven Academy, apparently interested in college.
Apparently.
Apparently.
Oh.
Thanks for all of that information that tells me nothing about this character.
It's great.
Oh,
Is
he's
he
currently
kicking
interested in
that
college.
table? Is he not? Is he not supposed to be in a wheelchair? Can he use his leg?
His
He's
leg
kicking
is
it,
kind of
right?
propped up on the table.
Yeah, is
Wait
he
a
kind of
second.
like pretending to like you can walk?
Uses a
Oh, he's
wheelchair
faking it.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Sometimes, but you're in it all the time.
So he's using it for fun. He's using a wheelchair
Yeah,
for
it's
the fun of it.
He's in a wheelchair for the fun of it.
He's handy capable, Kyle.
Sounds like it. It sounds like he's
Holy
just
shit,
a-
did they
he's
do
just
it 4
he's just
times?
lazy. Okay.
Oh my god, they did it 4 times. Okay, so this panel, and then on the next page, it's
Oh
the
my
same
God.
thing.
Oh my
it's the same
God.
thing.
And they used him
These
again
two are
too. The
different.
same.
He's doing the same kick thing against the table. What? Marvel. Expletives.
God.
Expletives are coming out of my mouth right now. Gosh dang it. Marvel used to be the most action-packed, fun, adventurous comic book storyteller ever in the world. Ever.
You
And
can't
this
have
is what
that,
we get
Max.
now.
That's too much. It's too much action. It's too much energy.
No, it's way too much. Way too much.
It's all about snacky poos.
The farmers marketsy wartsies and funsy onesies and yeah.
I go to farmer markets.
Of course. you do.
It's like I know farmers markets. That's funsy
Yeah,
onesies. I
I've
like
been
this
there.
comic. Yeah.
There are a bunch of fun things that happen there. Let's put that in a White Widow book.
Yeah.
What?
And then it's like I have been to a farmer's market. I like onions
Garlic.
or garlic. I don't like beets though. Yuck.
I don't have insurance. My character should try to get insurance too.
Yeah.
That'll be my subtle way of telling Marvel I deserve all these things too because I wrote a 4-issue piece of shit that no one read.
Yeah.
Yep.
But she loves sweet corn. That's good.
It's
Thank
Yay. Fruitsy
amazing.
wootsy.
We'll pay you in sweet corn. Get the fuck out of here.
I just keep having to tell myself this is a Marvel comic. This is a Marvel comic book that it used to have superheroes in it. Damn.
Oh.
How the mighty have fallen. We'll give this
Yeah.
one a skip it. Oh no, I played the wrong one. Damn it. No.
Oh, you just ruined the show.
Yeah. No one can take me seriously anymore. You know what? We'll recommend it just because we'll recommend the series because you have to read it to believe it. But ultimately, skip it. Do not buy this. I would say don't waste your time, but at the same time, you almost have to experience it for yourself. But then again, that's something I wouldn't wish on anyone. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm.
Well, that was White Widow. Drew, you said Venom.
Oh, we gotta check this one out. Oh man,
Venom,
it is
Venom, Venom,
venom, venom,
Venom,
venom,
venom.
venom,
Venom. I have not read this, but Drew said that this was the bestest book this week. So we'll check it
I was laughing my ass off going through this. I stopped after like page 5 or 6.
Oh
So
God.
yeah, Jennifer Walters in
Fucking
an
great.
office doing paperwork. Man.
Is it 1970?
Yeah, this looks like the 90s or something. Look at that computer.
Yeah.
Look at that tech, am I right? But you'll see why as we get yeah.
First
you'll see why.
one, last one out. She's a hard-working woman, guys.
Yeah,
She's
you have to
Okay,
be
so-
when you're a woman.
Here we go. Here's that scene, the infamous scene.
Oh, the scene.
But if you scroll up, you'll see that she sees this guy has a gun in his pocket. She's like, "Oh,
Oh,
no,
so
what's
she's
going
gonna
on here?"
stop him because she's like, "Oh no,
Or-
guns are bad."
Yeah,
He
Yes,
can't be
guns are
carrying a
legal.
gun legally. How dare you? I got to go into
You're
this
here,
church and
yeah.
stop him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, he pulls out the gun, tries to kill himself. Oh, and she stops him.
Dang, look at those thighs. Hell yeah.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Oh, he's like, "Mommy, please."
Yeah. Oh,
He's
hurt
like-
me.
He's like, "She-Hulk,
Oh,
we're in church. No, we can't do this in church. This is wrong."
Tell me I'm bad. I need to go to confession.
Oh boy, Venom, let go of her. Did he throw his gun at Venom?
And it broke. Wait, what the hell?
It bent
Oh, wait, she broke
the.
it.
Or no, wait, she broke it. I don't know.
It's in the head.
Venom.
He runs away. Oh Jesus!
Help! There's a monster in there. Oh no. I mean, the art's cool. That looks cool.
Yeah.
But then again, it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, what if She-Hulk was Venom?
yeah.
Hello.
Alright.
Yeah. What
I
if?
think I get it. Big old Venom scary monster, She-Hulk.
Oh, wow.
Interesting
well, that's like
layout.
The cover. That's like the cover. Whoa. I've seen
My
that.
right.
God.
Oh, she's killing homeless people? Uh-oh.
I'm okay with that. I'm on board. Here we go.
Wait, hang on. It's like Sabretooth shows up? Oh boy.
Was he
See,
hanging
this
out in
is-
Central Park
I guess
Yes, he
so.
was.
Waiting for her to pounce.
after the gang war? He's just hanging out.
Oh yeah. I mean the
Into the
visual
Apple Store?
storytelling.
Okay. Throws him into the Apple
Oh
Store.
yeah, that does look like the Apple Store. Interesting. Isn't Sabretooth in the Arctic with Wolverine?
Yep.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
bear in mind, this takes place in the past when Eddie Brock was about to get the symbiote. So,
That's right.
Wolverine. Wow.
Oh wow.
Wow. This is racist. I don't like this depiction.
Too Asian.
Too Asian.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, unfortunately I did not read that one, but looks interesting, question mark? I don't know.
No.
Nah. Nope. There was here we go. Here we go. All right, Women of Marvel, and then we'll move on to Conan. This is the last one before we can actually get into the good stuff. So, if you guys did not know, well, let's see. Let me pull it up first. Here we go. Pull up Women of Marvel 2024 issue. So, if you guys didn't know, Women of Marvel came out this past week. Women of Marvel #1, the 2024 issue, and the first story was written by Gail Simone. And essentially, the interesting thing about why this story has gotten some traction on Twitter and why I wanted to cover this so bad was because it's gotten both sides of the aisle very, very upset at good old Gail. Now, Gail is notoriously known for saying on Twitter that we have to, if you guys don't remember, we have to whittle down the tent poles of the industry. And the tent poles of the industry are white, straight, cis-gendered men. And those were the tent poles of the industry that have held up the industry that you want to whittle down, and that's okay. So in this story, she talks about the basic plot line for this is that all the women in the Marvel universe are being swept away and they're being taken away. So it's the Fantastic Three and Spider-Man and Ben are the only ones. There's no Aunt May, and all the X-Men are creeping on, whoever it is. And who was this? I forget who they had in this one, but they're
Kitty
creeping, and then I thought it was Kitty, but yeah. So then she gets whisked away, and then they're like, "Weren't we completely creeping on someone a minute ago?"
Fuck off.
So
What we do around here.
I guess so. If we're men, that's what we do, right?
Yep.
Am I right? And we find out,
right?
we find out that the reason why these women are being captured is because of the mighty mitigator. And he says, only I can see and manipulate the myriad verse. Only I fully understand the chasm between what is and what might be. And so all these ladies are like, well, what the hell? Why are we being captured? Why are you taking us out of the world? And he says, because I can, because I want to, woman. It is my gift, my godlike power to speculate, to imagine new worlds to replace what came before. So his reason for just removing women from all of the universe and society is just because he's a man. Get it?
I do. And they're all like, it sounds like a what if. Isn't it what if? Oh my God, that's what I said. I said it's a what if. Oh my God, it's totes what if.
And he's like, it's not a what if. I told you guys, it's not a what if. He keeps getting all flustered. It's not a what if. Until finally, he starts pulling out these comic books and all these comics. And he's like, and now we will see a world without females. So you see all these comic books that he's reading, and it's No Name and Gambit instead of Rogue and Gambit. And then, just the same old Wolverine.
Or just Wolverine and just Gambit, but sure.
Yeah. Just why can't we have a Wolverine title and a Gambit title?
Yeah.
Those are pretty cool characters.
Yeah, they are.
So then all the girls get together and girl power, and she's like, all right, girls, let's beat him up. So they kick his ass. And he's like, "Ooh, ouch, ouchie, wouchies. That hurt. Stops, please. Uncle. Oh,
fucking damn it."
And this is where the incel, like, oh, you're just a incel, pathetic man baby. She says, you still haven't said why you did this, mitigator. Why? Tell us why you wanted to get rid of all the women in the universe. And his reason is like, I've been online a lot lately.
God damn it.
Yep. Those toxic male YouTubers, huh? I've been online on Twitter. Been listening to too much of that Andrew Tate, huh? So he goes, oh, I suppose you'll want to send me back, huh? I suppose you'll want all the men to disappear. I mean, it's only fair. And so all the girlies go, what? No way. We love those guys, right? and they start being all patronizing to say like, it's true, we love those mensy wensies, we just
Uh-huh.
you know who's surprisingly great? Iron Man. It's like, wait, Captain
The
Marvel, didn't
irony
you
in that,
know Iron Man?
I'm sorry, Max. The irony in that, if people went back and read Civil War II, and they would just see like the relationship, the quote unquote relationship between Carol and Iron Man, just how bad it was. Yeah, check that out.
Mhm.
Spider-Woman goes, come on, have you met Spidey? The best.
God damn it.
And hey, my cousin's just a good dude. Maybe I'm guessing, but I think my Reed is destined for great things. He is, Sue. They all are. And it's just like,
My God, I want to
gag me. I want to throw up.
Yeah.
Who is reading this and being like, oh,
This is
you're
so
right.
funny. I
You're
am
so
having
right.
such a fun time here. This
Yeah.
is so
It's
funny.
hilarious.
Oh my God.
Hilarious. Totes Dorbs, as one might say.
Yep.
So Sue says, we're not enemies, Mitigator. We all need each other. It's kind of beautiful, don't you think? And
We
it's
just
like,
beat the shit out of you and like probably broke your spine, but we all need each other. We all love each other.
but that's what's funny. It's like, Gail, didn't you say a couple years ago that you think that the cis straight white men in the industry need to be taken out of here? Didn't you say that the tent poles of the industry that have held up the industry for decades, all those cis straight white men that you so, lovingly claim, oh, don't you think it's kind of beautiful that all those guys are here? That created all of these female characters, all those cis straight white guys probably created most of these female characters. It just seems so pandering and asinine that this is the level of patronizing type of storytelling we're getting from Gail.
And stupidity.
And just stupidity. Here's the funny part though. So that's cringy as hell, right?
Yes, very.
Yeah.
It's cringy, it's patronizing, it's not a well-told story. This feels like I'm reading this back in 2017, 2018. The funny part though is that if you ask any woman, like on Twitter, there are videos about this all over the place. And you have these interviewers that go like, tell me what, some great things are about men, or give me an example, like why are men great? And they ask these women and they all like say like, oh, screw men, we hate men, we don't want men, blah blah blah. So you get that crowd, but then you also get this crowd on Twitter. So this individual says, love the special made to center women, talking about how great men are. We really needed to hear that message. So the other side of the aisle, the activist left SJW type, are furious with Gail because they think that Gail was actually trying to write a story for men. So this guy says, did a man write this? Because this feels so self-masturbatory. And I'm like, no way in hell did you think a man wrote this?
Yeah, first off, it's terrible. Why would you think a man wrote this? Obviously, a woman wrote it because it sucks. Like, Jesus, come on.
And then this one says, misandry needs to be enforced by law, I swear. Like, we can't even celebrate women in Marvel without promising to the male audience that don't worry, they're not ugly man-hating feminists in 2024.
What?
What? That made no sense.
What?
It feels a little heavy-handed, but personally, I think showing a comic highlighting women who are happy to highlight the good men in their lives is a good thing.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
I asked, or a friend asked, who would the target audience of this even be? And my only half a joke response was Gail Simone's male friends. I was like, no male would ever read this, ever.
I'd hope not.
Other than us who want to roast it.
Yeah.
Look at this. Peak white feminism. Marvel has been a nightmare this week. What white feminism?
White feminism. What the fuck does
Is-
that even mean?
Is there BIPOC feminism like better or something?
I'd be down for that. Cool. What's black feminism?
Yeah, right. So this is there was one other one. I think that's it. But here's what I wanted to highlight. With all of these messages, you read all this stuff from people who are on the complete opposite aisle of politically, ideologically, or whatever you want to call it. The thing is, it will never be good enough, right? Like that's the thing that I feel like we have to hit home when these comics, because this comic was put out. Gail Simone was trying to pander to her audience, wanted to do the whole Women of Marvel thing, and yet it was not good enough. It still will never, ever, ever, ever be good enough for these people. And that's what the comic book industry has cultivated is this fan base. This got 930 likes because they think that this issue was for men. And I'm reading this going like, this shit is terrible. This is not for men at all.
It's not for anyone. No one should be reading this shit. It is fucking awful.
That's another thing. This is not for anyone. At least it shouldn't be. I feel bad for people who read this. So, I was shocked. I was astounded at no matter how much pandering you do, no matter how hard you try and appease, this certain group of people on Twitter, it will never, ever, 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 ever be good enough. Ever.
No, you can't. There's always going to be a mob that's going to want you to fix it. And it honestly, you know what this reminds me of? I was just listening to Cal and I talk about it's the Now Playing podcast. They do movie reviews, and I was listening to an episode from a couple years ago, and they did Basic Instinct with Michael Douglas and Sharon Stone, the same sex scenes. So this came out in 1991. Bear in mind, so it was the height of HIV, AIDS, and there's a lot of like gay subtext, gay elements, bisexuality elements in that film. And when word got out about this film, that counterculture, they went to go see the director, the screenwriter, like, hey, no, we don't want this in the film. We want you to take this out, take this out. So Paul Verhoeven, the director, said, okay, we'll take that out, we'll take that out. But then they realized, shit, this script sucks ass. This does not work with all these with all these edits they wanted to make in here. So they said, fuck it. We're using the original script. They just said, fuck it, because you cannot, if you appeal to these psychos, you're going to dilute whatever you have. You're gonna take away the punch. You're gonna take away the uniqueness, the specialty of it. It just, you made something incredibly bland and pandering.
Absolutely, man. And well said. I had no idea about that, but that tends to, when you try to pander to an audience like this, you lose all creativity. I mean, it is a creative handicap. It's like putting handcuffs on when they're like, nope, you can't do this. Nope, you can't do that. Or you have to do this, or you have to do that. It is creatively bankrupt. And I find it extremely amusing that people actually thought that this was a story meant to raise men up, when it's actually the villain is trying to take women out of the universe because he can. Just because it's a world without females, right? We just hate women, guys.
Am I right?
Am I right? It's like, jeez.
But and it's like, what did that you don't even see the world without females. It wasn't like, oh my God, this is a horrible thing. We need to have women back in here. Maybe I've made a terrible mistake. This was stupid. I shouldn't do this. I've learned my lesson. I'll never do this again. Women are important, if not as important, if not more important than men in some instances, because without women, we wouldn't have men either. There would be nothing. It would be a barren planet. It would be a world with nothing. So it's like, it gets resolved with nothing. It's just like, world without females, and it's like, hey, let's attack him and beat him up, and he'll learn his lesson. It's like, what?
Yeah.
fighting is the solution to this. Let's just beat them up.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess the villain, his reasoning, like his main purpose, his drive was to get rid of women because he's been online a lot.
That's it. And let's
And then
all attack you physically.
yes, let's all assault you until
Yep.
you realize you're wrong. And then
Yep.
once you're under our boot, then we'll go, no, we love you guys. You guys are
Yeah.
great.
No, men are fine too. No, men are
Yeah, we
great.
love those guys.
Yeah, they're great.
It's true. Like, oh my god.
Jinx.
No one talks like this. Ugh.
Is she
But-
touching herself? Is Sue like, oh no, we love those guys.
She's touching her boob.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe a little
love
bit.
those guys.
She's thinking about Reed.
Thinking of, I thought
Mr.
she was thinking of Namor.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, yeah. No, never mind. But then, get it, guys? She makes a fish joke because he smells fishy. She goes, for a guy who smells like herring, you're persistent.
I thought she was talking about herself.
Maybe.
Oh.
Close your legs, sister.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah,
done
Namor's like,
toothbrush?
that's not
Have
me.
them
I haven't been in the ocean today.
I haven't been in the ocean all day.
Yeah. Weird. So yeah, this was a very poorly illustrated, very poorly written. If what Gale was trying to say is, hey, men and women both need each other, men and women are both great. If you're trying to do that in the book called Women of Marvel, that Marvel created specifically to pander to this type of Twitter audience, you're never going to win. You'll never win. So I mean, if Gale was trying to write this book in a different comic, maybe it would have worked. But at the same time, I still think that it was poorly done, poorly written, poorly told, and the dialogue is atrocious, and it's just so over the head. It's nonsense.
Yeah,
So,
it's like, and who are you trying to bring to your side? Like, who out there would be like, yeah, fuck women. Let's get rid of every single female Marvel character. That'll just save everything. It's like,
yeah,
are you trying to bring them to your side and to say, no, you actually need women here? I don't understand why this was written and what the point of it was. Like, who are you trying to get like to your side?
right.
I don't understand the purpose. Like what is so important? You're trying to say women are so important in the Marvel universe. It's like, got it. But you also don't show that they really are that important in here because they just beat the fuck out of somebody and say, no, we are. And he's like, okay, you're right.
Yeah, like you said, if they showed like the world without them and things were like collapsing, that would have been really interesting because it's like, yeah, oh my gosh, we really do need these women to be here to like,
Yeah.
To help out. Same thing with the guys. Like, if they got rid of guys, the entire world's infrastructure would collapse, right? Crime would run rampant. Just a lot of stuff would go wrong. But like you said,
it
same
wouldn't be
thing
a
with
fantasy land where they're all living in peace and harmony and they're doing all the work. Yeah.
Yeah, everything is love and bubbles and butterflies and rainbows and unicorns.
Yeah.
Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. everything.
Oh man. So yeah, I'm sorry I went off, but I've been holding this in since I read this thing because I was like, I honestly I don't know who she's trying to win over here. Is she trying to get the girls to go, we're better than you men, but like but we still love those guys anyway because they're cute, or is she trying to win over men being like, hey, you guys need to stop listening to that goofy Andrew Tate, but you guys are cool.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, either way, it's a complete utter pile of garbage, and we'll go ahead and skip it.
Come on, everybody, skip it!
It is funny to me though how enraged these people were and how they like just didn't get it.
It's great. You managed to piss off almost everybody, ironically, and it's kind of funny.
I know, right? That's the wild part. So I was gonna go over Conan the Barbarian number 8, but I want to show you guys Conan Savage Sword of Conan, the magazine, because I have a vidya for y'all that I took earlier today, and I will find it here. Savage Sword of Conan, issue number 1. So this is a beautiful Joe Jusko cover of the magazine, and it is 80 pages thick.
Woo!
That's a thick
Whoa.
boy. And just for reference, I kind of showed, this is magazine format. And check this out. It was only $7. $7 hairs for an 80-page magazine. To put that into perspective, Women of Marvel was $6 for 40 pages. So half the amount of pages and shittier stories, and it's only $1 less.
That's beautiful. That is
how
beautiful
cool is
right
that
there.
page, dude? Robert De La Torre. Hell
Oof.
yeah.
I'm telling you, man, his black and whites are beautiful. I love it.
Oh, they're amazing. So then you have Roy Thomas, who actually did the introduction here, which was great.
Nice.
Roy Thomas, classic writer for Conan. Of course, they didn't get Chuck Dixon. I think we all, unfortunately, know why they didn't get Chuck, but I would have loved to have loved Chuck's, take on this.
Mm-hmm.
I know, right? Yes, $6 for that Women of Marvel. No, thank you.
New.
Oh, look at this
That's
interior.
beautiful.
Look at that artwork, man. It looks like a photograph.
That does look like a photograph. It's like
I
AI.
do-
AI. It's AI.
It's AI, guys. But I do like so this is all on newsprint paper. This is not glossy. This is like straight up newspaper print.
Cheap
like
paper. Got it. Okay.
I love
good.
It really
Perfect.
is.
That's how it should be.
Nice.
I
That's
love
how
it.
it should be. So
Pathetic paper. All right. Good for them.
if I didn't have this muted, you could actually hear the newsprint like kind of flipping back and forth because of the page turnings.
Can hear the cheapness. All right.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
Some of the art was a little janky, so like you can
His face
see
is like
kind
a
of
little weird.
Yeah, the corner over here in the right hand, the girl is a little cross-eyed.
Yeah.
So there are a couple janky things with her, but for the most part, like the musculature, the costume design, the Conan's faces look to be totally fine. The action is great. You get some boobies and buttses in here too, which is fantastic.
Me likey.
Oh yeah. But Conan is basically hired as a general for a prince, for this like Harkanian prince or whatever his name is. He's hired as a general, and the prince says, once we get to this promised land, like this Jerusalem, essentially, there is gold beyond the eyes can see. So once we get there, you will be paid handsomely. I promise you that. We will all get our share of the treasure. So Conan has hired this group of mercenaries to fight for him and this prince, and they will all get riches beyond their wildest desires. And the prince has hired an engineer, which is the female. And the female creates catapults and ballistas and stuff like that. So that's why he hired her. So, but his one rule is that no one can touch her. She is there specifically for engineering work. But she falls in love with Conan, of course, because he's Conan. So they run into some dragons along the way, fighting off like some crazy dragon dinosaur things. Very sword and sorcery, lots of action. And let's see.
Her face looks really fucked up.
Her face was pretty wonky. Her body looks great though. Like in the bottom left-hand corner, they did a great job of her body. But her face, just the 3D rendering on that did not work out well in their favor. But yeah, she can't help herself. She's like, I must have you, Conan. And he's like, very well, wench.
No one could help himself. I couldn't.
I know, right? So they finally find this like Jerusalem city, and they realize that the city is plagued. Conan sneaks into the city one of the nights to see if there is actually gold there, and they realize that the whole city has been plagued. So a lot of people are dead. So they oh, this is actually pretty cool. Before they go attack the city and they go like, take over, these two bodyguards of the prince try and attack Conan for like insolence against the prince, and they string this guy up by a catapult and break his neck. I thought that was kind of cool. Very Conan, very Conan-esque. And then Conan chops this dude's head off. It's awesome.
That's very Conan.
Very Conan. Very cool. Very Conan.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Lots of musculature. We get more story with the prince and why they actually got into the city. Conan ends up leaving with the girl, getting the girl, but they were gypped out of the gold, so they kill him with the ballista. Pretty cool. We get a beautiful poem from Robert E. Howard with a great depiction of Conan here. I forget the artist. And then Jim Zub kind of wrote like a short story that was about this Joe Jusko art. So you get a little bit of a short story there. And then Solomon Kane, baby. So you get a Solomon Kane by Patrick Zurcher story in the back. He's going after a werewolf and has to find the boy and the boy's father who have been kidnapped by this like werewolf demon thing. Solomon Kane is a badass character, man. So, and then the final page, Men Shall Die for This, I think is actually written, I forget who it's written by, but it talks about Robert E. Howard and his love for Solomon Kane and how Solomon Kane was his very first character, even predating that of Conan. So, and that is the book, boys and girls. This thing was super badass. But I wanted to show you guys what people were saying on League of Comic Geeks, because
is there some controversy?
No, people love it. It's got a 97.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But I love this Fear Monarch, which Fear Monarch, that name sounds so familiar. I feel like he's been in our chats before. But I love this. This should be an embarrassment to any other company putting out comics right now. DC has their black label prestige magazines. Aftershock, RIP, had a bunch as well. Marvel didn't even try, but man, I love those old square shaped comics. The art looks and feels fuller. It reads a bit easier. It feels more robust for the money, like buying a vinyl, blah, 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 poster or something. As I go back, there were some really cool ones from back in the day. But I just love that first sentence of, this should be an embarrassment to any other company putting out comics right now. Like, if you're Marvel and DC and you are looking at Titan Publishing, or you are looking at Skybound with their universe, what is the Energon universe?
Energon. Mm-hmm.
If you are Marvel or DC, you should be shaking in your boots, man. Like, you should be terrified, because this stuff is going to take over. But
wow.
Some of the best money I've spent on comics in the last few years. So much great content. Best comic I've read in a really long time. Oh, hey, Destro. There's our boy MG.
Oh.
He says, why isn't the rest of the comic book industry delivering this quality for this price? Agreed. This isn't the best thing I've ever read, but it was awesome. I agree. Yeah, this isn't going to like change storytelling or anything, but this should make people pretty nervous. The only things competing with this issue are the other Conan title, the Energon universe, and the Spawn titles. Spawn, art and price, story is okay, not bad. Hope to see more of this from Titan. Hell yeah, dude. Amen to that.
Here.
So, But yeah, I'm sorry that you guys didn't get a chance to read it this week. I know we read the other Conan book, and that other Conan book I loved. I mean, I thought it was pretty good. Um, it's going to be very interesting to see. I think what's her name come back from the dead, maybe potentially,
Possibly.
possibly. Yeah, isn't that wild, Rhino? That this was just the standard. This was just the comic industry.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, but
Lucky
now
bastards.
we get it. I know, right? In the 80s. Oh,
Yep.
but now we get it and we're like, oh, thank you. Thank you. We'll kiss
Yeah.
your feet. We're not worthy. So, well, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about tonight, unless you guys have any other books that you wanted to discuss.
No,
Not
unless
really,
I don't know
no,
if you
that
want
was
to
about
go
it.
over the other Conan book, but that's about it.
Yeah. We could. My only thing was that it's pretty much the same as the last one, except Conan is kind of a zombie, and we get to
Yeah.
see maybe potentially
But the sword. He wants to
his
go after the
afterlife.
sword. The sword.
He
Gotta
does
get
go
the
after
sword.
the sword. He does
Get
go
the
after the
sword.
sword.
You gotta go after the sword. I'm gonna just
I
start
was
killing
less.
people.
I was underwhelmed with the regular Conan title. I liked the Savage Sword better this week. I'll say that. So
Wow.
hey, but look, there's an ad for distillery.
Distillery. Distillery. The greatest comic book company. I still don't know what they are ever.
Ever.
They are putting
Scott
out
Snyder.
yes.
Let's go.
The greatest. Everyone is like, this is the greatest story. I don't know what. Did they have one more book, books, stories, content that I've ever read from anybody?
Pitches, Netflix pitches, all of it.
So
The
good.
best.
They have the
best.
one, and then the other one, and then the same one, but a different artist on that one.
I know. I know that one. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all
I
very
remember
different, but the same, exactly the same
Mhm.
fucking story of probably a fat, frumpy female character who doesn't do a goddamn thing but
Oh.
complains about shit and how her life is supposed to be better than it actually is, but it never really is. And you have the one snarky friend who's a fucking bitch but knows everything, and yet they hate each other, but they somehow get along. And then there's a white guy who does stuff, and they're like, we hate this guy, but should we hate him? I think we do hate him because he's white. And the end. And it's all fat, frumpy guys that look like James Tiny Onion because who's writing it?
Tiny Onion. Well, didn't he have? Did you guys see all those articles about Tiny Onion? It's like Tiny Onion is now like a publishing company or whatever, and it's like, what?
Yeah, he's leaning into it.
Yeah.
See what you do? You monetize the haters.
That's. Hey, we were taught that a while ago. That works out every time.
It never fails.
Never fails, baby. Slavic one says, I heard DC was bringing back the Heroes in Crisis storyline. You are correct? Question mark. We went over it in Green Arrow this week. If you want to go back in the stream and watch that, we did discuss it just a little bit because they gave us a tease, and it's not looking good. Not looking good.
No, it's not.
But yeah, I think that should be it for this evening. We won't do a members stream after this because, like I said, we got started later tonight. We got started an hour later, so I don't want to, hold these guys hostage for too long. But it was a pleasure to see everyone this week, and I really got to say, even though this story was not like groundbreaking, this is by far one of the coolest comics I've read this week or this year in 2024. The magazine format, sword and sorcery, Solomon Kane, Conan, you get some not little short stories and novels, self-contained, action-packed fun. I mean, there's nothing better, and I've just been longing for something like that, and we're getting that with the Energon and with the Titan stuff. So can't recommend it enough. But I think
that's your pick of the week.
That would by far be my pick of the week. For you, would that be Ice Cream Man?
No,
Duke?
Duke.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Duke was damn good. Duke was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. I gotta agree.
Mm-hmm.
I think Duke was probably my number 2.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. I would probably even put Conan over Ice Cream Man this week. I think Ice Cream Man would probably be 3.
Wow. Okay.
Mhm.
It was
Whoa.
good. It just yeah, Ice Cream Man was good. It just didn't give me that like heart attack that I normally
Yeah,
feel.
it just
you
didn't
know?
have that factor where
Punch.
like my heart was just like sinking into something where I'm like,
Mm.
fuck, like that's my fucking life.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
it just had that. All right, yeah, this was good. I liked it, and that's
Yeah.
just kind of how I finished it. I was like, okay, that was good.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, that's fair because I don't think every comic needs to be groundbreaking. So even when we get like a, hey, and that's what's great about Ice Cream Man, we can be like, yeah, this was fine. And it's still probably 10 times better than all the other books that came out that week.
Right.
So.
And I'm okay. It's like I don't have to suck its dick every time it comes out. I'm like, greatest book of all time. Nothing's ever gonna beat it. Every issue will be the greatest issue ever,
Yep.
regardless. It's like, no, that's
Yep.
just not how it works.
Yeah. Yeah, you can say things didn't hit the mark for you or whatnot, and that's fine. So yeah, because when what's his name? Chris Stuckman says something negative, but in a really nice voice, in a positive way, it comes across as great, and people just love it. So
True. You're not really
um,
criticizing.
yeah, yeah. If you just say like, White Widow, just it just didn't hit the mark for me. I I love what they're doing with White Widow. I think that White Widow's a great character, but this one wasn't. This one just not you got to find a way to kind of articulate your points in like a not really nice way, but even though you're criticizing it. So
It's really hard to make a comic book. You don't know what the amount of
there
hours
you
and time
go.
it takes to write a
Mhm.
comic book. And I want to commend people for making comic books. And
You're
that's what
welcome.
they did.
You're welcome.
Real comic books.
Oh, you. Oh, ow! That hurt, Kyle.
Mm. Well, I think
Josh,
that'll
I
be
am
it.
gay for Ice Cream Man. Yeah, I would suck the Ice Cream Man's dick. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, this is true,
He's
Josh.
gurgling
Yeah.
it.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
that tracks.
Just wait until the ice cream melts and then just sipping it up.
Yeah. Oh,
Mm.
double scoop.
Oh yeah.
What a lovely tea
Hey, you got
party.
2 scoops.
Yeah.
Oh, lucky you,
Two
lucky
scoops.
boy. Oh man, too funny. I'm going to I'm going to pull up some videos for you guys that we'll watch behind the scenes. So sorry, members. We'll do it next week. We'll have a fun member stream. We'll watch some videos afterwards. But we got some Rock and Robbie Billups that we need to watch. We got some maybe we'll watch some puppets. Who knows? We'll watch some fun stuff in just a little bit here. But catch us on Sunday to talk about more of the documentation of a downfall Excel spreadsheet. We'll also talk about the X-Men Mary Sue article, which is just atrocious. And we will also talk about Heidi McDonald and how she single-handedly is being a extremely disingenuous liar, saying that the 40 and 50-year-olds of the comic book industry, they're just dying out, so with like nothing to back it up, with like zero evidence or links or anything. So we'll take a look at that, and that'll all be Sunday from Max's Man Cave. But yeah, thank you guys again for being here. Sorry it was a shorter one this evening, but thanks for hanging out, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the books that we showed off. Let us know which ones you guys liked the best and which ones were the worst in the comments. Kyle, Drew, you got anything before you guys leave? Tanti Uguri, happy birthday to Aurelio, and yeah.
Check it out on Holy Nightmare. You can pre-order it now.
Hell yeah. I'll put that in the description, the linky poo in there. So yeah, Night Brother, thank you for being here. And then Kyle, nothing?
Nah.
That's fair. Cool. And thanks again for 5K. Very exciting. Very exciting. So on our way to 6.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Because then we'll have to get like 69 as our sub
9,
count.
dude.
Hell yeah, dude. Can't wait. Wait, I gotta do this. See if my computer registers it. Yeah, balloons.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. I need to add that sound effect too. All right, you egg sucking piece of gutter trash. We'll see you guys on the flippity flip. Where is it? On the flippity flip. We'll see you guys on the flippity flip.
Get up, cocksuckers. It's all over. Listen, we had a rough couple of months. Fucking Katrina's cousin Maria. The other one, Puerto Rico, Houston, fucking Florida. Listen, it's been tough up to now. The earthquake in Mexico, the White House, whoever the fuck is going on. But it don't matter. They want to shoot. It's time for us to fucking shoot, cocksuckers. They want to get down and dirty. Don't forget who the fuck we are. You understand me? We're the baddest motherfuckers out there. You send a message to that fucking North Korean. He's gonna be sniffing my dick and sucking my asshole. That's the focus. We're going to North Korea in like a year. It's gonna be an island. It's gonna glow in the dark. You know why? Because we're Americans, cocksuckers. Who the fuck do you think you're dealing with? Stop with the gun control. They're selling more guns than ever the last 3 days. Stop with the fucking whining. Stop with the Russians on Facebook. I don't